proud home for Giants baseball and 49ers football. We are the sports leader.
Woo! Yeah! Yes, thanks for joining us. It is a short version of the program, and I probably can't even clear my throat in the, 35 minutes that we have, Tim? But we will do our best. Things. You absolutely. The show's almost over. Oh, I love the end like that. We've got about 35 minutes, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you the three things you absolutely, positively have to know. We'll give you that coming up in just moments. And then after that, I guess it's time for a Lund's Last Call. And we've got really good Lund's Last Call today. I'm not going to oversell it, but it is far above average. And then we'll check in with Copes. And then they've got a short show, Copes and Derek Papa. And then after that at, 4 o'clock? Right, 4 o'clock, we've got pregame, and we got you Niners and Chargers. So we got preseason game number 2. So we are busy. We just got off Giants. We'll give you a little talk. They'll give you a little talk, and then we'll get into 49ers right after that. So there you go. That is what is going on. 2 quick things before I get to the 3 things you absolutely, positively have to know. Tim, did you catch the end of the broadcast there, the end of the postgame wrap?
Every brutal second, John. Every brutal second.
But this part was good. John Miller talked about being a golf commentator one time, and he was like, and that should be, I could see him doing it, but I guess everyone was shushing him because he wasn't using his golf voice enough. That was an amazing story.
Yeah, they closed up all the windows, and all the music was off, so it was pretty silent in the ballpark, and John went into full Jim Nantz mode.
That was amazing. So there is that. That was absolutely great. And then do not forget, make this part of your meal today, tonight, really every day and forever. It is National Bacon Lovers Day, so you can celebrate with as they call it, the most versatile cut in the American breakfast, now starring in everything from chocolate bars to cocktail. Anyway, point is that it is beautiful in a Bloody Mary. You can make chocolate bacon. There's a place by me that does like a sriracha bacon, but I mean, you put that in anything, man, salads, whatever the case may be, burgers. There's nothing it doesn't make better. I have had a bacon shake before. That wasn't the greatest thing ever. But...
Bacon!
Oh, that's an amazing right at the top of your head, too. Bacon! That is so good.
I'm sorry.
So enjoy bacon. No, you shouldn't be sorry. Enjoy bacon however you would like today, because everything is better with bacon, and today is National Bacon Lovers Day. All right, let's get to it. It is 3 things you absolutely, positively have to know. Better late than never, right now.
Let's get to the headlines. Fair and Biased gives you 3 things you need to know right now. Number 1.
All right, the 49ers play football. I'll get into the Giants in just a second, but that's not as fun to talk about. The 49ers play football tonight. Sounds like the starters will get a little time. Even Brock, it sounds like. I'm not a big proponent of playing starters in the preseason, especially with this team, with the type of injuries and tightness that is around with this team. I think you get enough with joint practices, and I know Kyle Shanahan believes that, but the young guys on defense, they need reps. We're going to talk about it coming up next, who exactly needs to step up. But offensively, you're looking at guys at 30-plus, a lot of guys at 30-plus. It's what's so crazy about this team is a lot of youth on defense, a lot of age on offense. They're not going to play for a long time if they're going to play all that much. But I don't need to see Brock Purdy. He's doing the joint practices and the camps and all those kind of things. But Kyle Shanahan did say they're going to play a little bit. In fact, here is Kyle Shanahan. How much will the starters play?
Yeah, not all of them, but I expect a number of starters to play, unlike last week. So I haven't told them yet, but they'll find out soon. But, yeah, you guys will see a number out there.
I love Kyle. Yeah, whoever starts plays. But, yeah, we are hearing that Brock Purdy may get a series or 2. And so just cross your fingers, hold your breath, whatever it is you have to do as a 49ers fan. You know what it's all about. So just staying healthy is the whole thing. And I say that about every single camp. Don't care about catches, throws, runs, this, that, the other. Remember, on defense, they're just playing bumper cars anyway. They don't tackle the ground. I just want to see them get healthy through this whole thing, and given that there's, 18 or 20 guys out of practice, I don't love seeing starters play. I think they can pick it up. I think there's enough things going on, but that is what it is. So that's something to watch tonight. I'm sure the guys will talk more about it at 4 o'clock during the pregame show. Let's go to number 2.
number 2.
Who does number 2 work for? Tugboat last night. We'll get into today's game in just a minute, but Tugboat Wilkinson last night, 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed. The Giants won. The Giants win. The Giants win. They won 1-0 last night. Here is Tugboat Wilkinson after the game saying it was pretty cool to pitch like that in front of friends and family.
Yeah, I can see. I noticed him after the second, but it's cool to have their support and family and friends be able to come out, and so can't really complain about that whatsoever.
Some of your old teammates, going back to team ball, were out there.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. Some of my closest friends still to this day. So it's cool to have them here.
Absolutely. So really cool for him. He only went 2 innings. Then Adrian Hauser was really, really good. This is what's wild. You might have heard this, but impress your friends with this. So listen to Dave Fleming here. He actually called a Little League World Series game with Tugboat Wilkinson back in 2016, and then he was the same guy, of course, to call his game last night. Listen to Dave. This is on the TV side yesterday.
There's young Matt, and he was already called Tugboat, and he pitched against Team Mexico for Team Canada in Williamsport. He struck out 16. And it just so happens, it's a total coincidence, but I was broadcasting that game. And when the Giants made the trade and we heard they were getting a guy named Tugboat, in the back of my mind, I was like, could it be? That sounds so familiar. That can't possibly be the same kid, is it? And I did a little quick digging, and it was.
So how crazy is that? Dave Fleming in 2016 is doing the Little League World Series, Canada versus Mexico. Tugboat was on the Canadian team. He struck out 16. Dave calls it. Dave calls his first game yesterday in Cleveland with friends and family, and the Giants win that one 1-0. If that were just the story, of course. And then there were today or this morning or this afternoon or both. The Giants lose today, as you just heard, 5-2. They did have Rafael Devers at the plate. With Cade Smith on the mound, one of the better closers in baseball, but Devers flew out weakly to center field. He had earlier in the game hit one that could have gone out. The wind was blowing in, kind of weird weather, had rain early a little bit, and we thought we may have to do some rain delay theater. We're like, no rain delay theater today. The sun came out, but the wind was blowing in. Weird day for Willie Adames. This kind of seems to be like his Giants tenure. He had a 2-run shot to the opposite field. He went Oppo Taco for his 20th on the season, but 200th on his career as well. But then he had an error. It was a tough play, there's no doubt, but he committed his 18th error. Only C.J. Abrams with 19 of the Nationals has more. And then Basabe dropped the ball on a rundown. So, again, typical Giants baseball. A couple of errors led to some runs. They had a pass ball after that, and that was the difference in the ballgame as they lose 5-2. But Adames is just weird. Oppo Taco, you're feeling good. He hits his 20th, and then he had the error. And really, as you're watching as well, I was listening to Richie on the TV side too, that he's got, when it comes to Adames, needed to run that runner back a little bit more. So Wasabi ended up dropping it, but still not great. Again, it just seems like to be a fundamental error, 2-3, that has the Giants losing games. I get it, young players, it's not all their starters out there, but still. And I go back to the manager on that. I guess, there's nothing he could do with Basabi dropping the ball. But there you go. That was Willie Adames' day. 2 errors, as I said, 9 left on base. Landon Roop, who I'm looking at the text line right now, the Golden State Lumber and Showroom text line. Get rid of Roop. He's 7-13 on the season. They've lost. And Tim gave me this right before we came on the air. They've lost 17 of his last 19 starts. But if you want to get rid of him, we were talking about this with John Shea yesterday. Like, who's in your rotation next year? Webb, you trust Hauser all of a sudden. Roop is there. I guess Birdsong's, he is going to come back in some way, shape, or form. Buster's got a lot of work to do on the pitching side, because we did that poll the other day, and it was what's most to blame. And I thought it was going to be Tony V. It was relievers. And for next year, they really have no starters. So he's got a ton of work to do, does Buster, on the pitching side, both with the rotation and, of course, in the bullpen. And finally, Red Sox up next, Fenway Park, with Sonny Gray, the former A, and Logan Webb going to the mound for the Giants. So there you go. That is the wrap in Cleveland. So there you go. Yesterday, good for the Giants. Today, not so much. And we've got 49ers football today, 4 o'clock for the pregame and 6 o'clock for the kick. So here's what we'll do. We'll get you ready for it. All the 49ers guys do this, so I like to do it too. We will get you caught up on who you should be watching tonight. As I said, some starters will play. I'm not as concerned about that. There are a couple that I am definitely looking at tonight, so let's do that coming up next. Always want to get your thoughts, too, on the show. Questions, comments, thoughts, the Golden State Lumber and Showroom text line, and you can always jump on a line on the UMA guest line at 415-808-KNBR, 415-808-5627. Love to hear from you. All right, let's get into the Niners as we get you ready for preseason game number 2, next, only here on the Sports Leader. Yes, something big is coming. September 2nd, it's DraftKings. DraftKings Game Day. Now it arrives with massive deals. Well, my voice cracked. Massive deals, exclusive deals, an all-day celebration built for Sports Down. And here's the deal. The countdown has begun, and all roads lead to Game Day at DraftKings. Now check this out. The DraftKings app is now live in all 50 states, and we're always talking about California. We can do this in California? Oh, yeah, absolutely. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. It's September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day. It's the kickoff of a new season. Here's what you need to know. So you get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers, like you, new DraftKings customers, sign up with the code, ready? The Sports Leader. Pretty simple. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. Again, the code is the Sports Leader, only from DraftKings.
Fair and biased comes to you live from the KNBR Casino Matrix Jackpot Studios. Casino Matrix. Progressive jackpots are here. Where are you? Just drop in. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, I like this. I like this music. By the way, lots of root hate on the text line. I don't think it's all right. I mean, losing 17-19 is bad, but man. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the Niners. 4 o'clock for the pregame, 6 o'clock for the kick. Copes and JD, they do a tremendous job with it. So what should we be looking for tonight? As we said, Kyle Shanahan is going to start some starters, probably Brock Purdy. So let's just start with please don't get hurt. Dear Lord, please let the 49ers not get hurt tonight. Amen. Thank you. That's number 1 on the list. All right, number 2 on the list is can Deshaun Stribling keep it up? He was great, apparently, in the joint practices. We talked to both Eric Williams from Fox Sports yesterday on the show and the Krug Crash, and he came in as well. So everybody loving him. So checking off those boxes, training camp, shorts, training camp, the first preseason game, the joint practices, and now tonight as well. Here's Steve Smith. This is really interesting on his podcast, talking about what he thinks Deshaun Stribling is going to ultimately end up being.
Number 1 wide receiver. Here's what I think can happen. I think people will not, that were interested in Stribling, people will not be shocked to see what Kyle, when he gets his hands on him, what kind of wide receiver he will be. And I think they just found their soon-to-be best route runner when Kyle Shanahan gets him for the next couple of years, because here's what he is. He is what they were hoping Brandon Ayuk can be, but he has a little bit more of the mental bandwidth. He was with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, right? Lane Kiffin can get on your damn nerves.
I like that from Steve Smith. I like where he said he tried to politically correctly say about Brandon Ayuk, because he goes, he's got a little more mental bandwidth. In other words, he's not going to go nuts. He's not going to go crazy. He's not going to, they give him a big contract. He's not going to get pissed off. I have no idea. And by the way, ever since they signed Stephon Diggs, has anyone, I asked this question the other day and I'll ask it again, has anyone heard from Brandon Ayuk? I haven't. He was all over social media. Remember how he said no matter what, he was going to keep doing social media? I don't know if he got an agent. I don't know if mom got to him. I don't know who got to him. A girlfriend got to him, whatever. Like, please stop this. But anyway, irrelevant. He says Deshaun Stribling can be a number 1 wide receiver, and he can be everything Brandon Ayuk wasn't. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. This guy's got the size, the speed, if he can continue to flash the way he is. Brandon Ayuk at one point was a really, really good wide receiver, but I didn't ever see him as the elite type of receiver. This guy has all the characteristics to be that. I know I'm getting above my skis because it's preseason and I need to slow down a little bit, but this guy has it all, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, I think everybody's going to get really excited. Number 2 on the list, I would say, or number 3, I lost count, defensive line. I mean, to me, this is what it's all about tonight. We've been talking about it. Nick Bosa won't play, obviously. He's still hurt. Mikael Williams, even though he declared himself healthy the other day on social media, Kyle said that he wasn't going to play in game number 1. So this is just absolutely huge. Not for guys like Osa or anybody like that, but these backup guys, and somebody's got to show some juice tonight. Somebody has got to be able to get to the quarterback. Romello Height is a guy wearing 94 that everybody kind of gets excited about. So who can get to the quarterback? That is something to watch tonight. Speaking of the quarterback, I would just say in general, if Trey Lance of the Chargers, the former Niner, of course, looks good, that's trouble. Last week he threw just a ridiculous interception to the Texans. Now look, they won 27-7, but Trey's still struggling, and I'm not happy about the whole thing. It's just he just has not been good. And if he looks good, that's probably trouble. This is good for the 49ers. Kalen Black is back. And, of course, CMC is not going to play tonight because he's still got the tightness. Here's Kyle Shanahan on Black being back and how much we could see him tonight.
I thought he looked good from what I saw. It was his first practice back, which is always tough going against another team on your first day back. But he looked healthy, had some juice today, and hopefully he looks the same on tape, most likely. Yeah, I haven't told the guys yet. We'll tell them here this afternoon. So, but, yeah, he played today, so I expect him to go.
All right, there you go. So Kalen Black is going to be a guy that you're going to be watching tonight as well. And then the DBs. Prysock made a great play near the goal line last week against Tennessee. Can he keep that up? Jacob Robinson, Luter, Siegel, guys like that. be watching a lot in the secondary. So those are 5 things I will be looking for. And, of course, say it with me, no freaking injuries. So there you go. Those are the 5 things I will be looking for. All right, here's what we're going to do. Because it's a short show, we'll give you a little bit of the Lund's Last Call coming up next. I'm only going to play one. All right, I'm only going to play one of these, and then we'll talk to the boys. And I know that Copes has a long day, so we'll check in to see what the guys are talking about as we get you ready for the Niners and the Chargers preseason game number 2 coming up the pregame show at 4 o'clock, only here on the Sports Leader.
Now, from the O'Donnell Financial Group Sports Desk. Learn more at odfigroup.com. O'Donnell Financial Group, because planning is a process, not a product.
49ers, Chargers, pregame show, kickoff. It's all right here. 4 o'clock for the pregame show. JD and Copes has that. And then Bob Fitzgerald, Dennis Brown, Keena Turner, kickoff at 6 o'clock. Chargers and the 49ers, only here on the Sports Leader.
Dang it! lights are coming on. It's 2 a.m. and London's looking ragged and overserved. This is Last Call on Fair and Biased, and you're getting it on the sports leader.
First of all, before we give you just the one last call, and then we're going to talk to the boys, we have a poll. I forgot, and you told me before the show, which started 30 minutes ago after Giants baseball. But what's the poll, Tim?
It was a very hard-hitting poll. It said, did the latest loss give you stomach pain? And your options were yes or yes, but I ate tainted lettuce. And it is an even 50-50 split. So watch out for the lettuce, watch out for the blueberries, watch out for the Giants.
What the hell is going on? It was lettuce, and I think it was Taco Bell, right? Taco Bell lettuce. Then it was jalapenos, and now today it's blueberries.
Well, I want to quote my guy Adam Copeland here for the Taco Bell. It was a smear campaign.
Probably was, but now it's like blueberries, and I don't know. Lots of blueberries and smoothies. Lots of people go. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with our fruit and vegetable situation in the United States of America. But let's go, man. Clean it up. Let's go. Yeesh. How can I eat healthy? Because I eat so healthy. All right. Here's the only one, and then we'll bring in Dirty Work to see what they're going to do for a couple hours before 4 o'clock. A roadside suitcase in Australia sparked a disturbing police investigation after witnesses believed it contained human remains. What officers discovered inside initially appeared serious enough to trigger a forensic examination. It took them 20 hours to do this. Let's go down under where the Niners and Rams are going to be playing shortly to get the latest on this hard-hitting story.
A homicide investigation has been called off in southern New South Wales after a shock twist in the case. Forensic testing revealed a body found stuffed in a suitcase was actually a lifelike sex doll, 20 hours after police began investigating.
Sealed inside this evidence bag what appeared to be a woman's body, stuffed into a suitcase left to decompose beside a stretch of rural road that looks, in this case, were deceiving.
We've been able to collect the remains and then take them to investigation at forensics to then determine that they are not human.
The body was identified to be a lifelike female sex doll.
They were mistaken for a human originally, so they are very realistic.
Mistaken by members of the public and police. The doll, complete with hair and nose piercing, even markings that resembled bruises and grazes, was found by two men at Owallan, south of Goulburn, yesterday afternoon.
Open.
How did it... look, I don't know what police work in Australia is like. It took them 20 hours to figure out that a sex doll shoved in a suitcase was not human remains. They actually had to take it back to a forensic center, and then they get the thing out of the like, what? It doesn't seem to make any sense. Like, couldn't you open it up and go, okay, it's a sex doll? I mean, these things must be really, really, really realistic. So anyway, there you go.
That's some good work, Lou.
20 hours.
You'll make sergeant for this.
Exactly. Are they there? Are they there?
I can explain the sex doll story, John. It seems like Harmony needs some work, and she's trying to get to the Niner game and Ram game before all of us. God, I feel bad for her.
How does it take 20 hours? You take that to forensics, so you open up the suitcase and decide this is a person even though it's a doll? I mean, they must be amazing at making these dolls.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm buying the whole 20-hour thing. I'm sure the cops had some fun with the doll.
Oh, very nice. I was just like, wow. I think, and I wonder why somebody threw it out. They just had shame. They just had it. They had just put it with it so many times. They probably put it in a suitcase. I'm never doing this again.
Never again.
Threw it out the side.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to quit this. What am I doing with my life?
The shame you feel afterwards. Yeah.
Yes, the shame you feel afterwards. We've all been there. You're like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Never again.
But if it's that real, if it's that realistic of a doll, man, I mean that thing probably was not cheap. I mean, we can ask our former producer Daniel Ogden about that, but man, I tell you,
we're talking dolls.
We're talking dolls. We're talking Harmony.
Talking dolls.
It's crazy.
It sounds like she's already in Australia.
In Australia, they had the news story was even better than the story itself. But, they found what they thought were human remains on the side of the road.
Come on, man.
They took it back to a forensic lab, and it took them 20 hours to figure out it was a sex doll.
20 hours?
I hope it was a weekend. It must have been a long. I hope it was like a holiday weekend. They found that this took 20 hours. You know what I mean?
I'm not buying the 20 hours, though.
Short on manpower. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, it was about 20 hours.
Yeah, oh, man, Mr. Scientist had it first, and then I had it, Mr. Cop, and then, we were all trading off.
Yeah, dude, there's a whole chain of custody thing. It was an issue, man. It just took us 20. It took
Thank God Harmony can't speak.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way, speaking of dolls, do you know this story, John, about, well, it's not even a story, but Derek said he'd have, like, action figures when he's a kid, like Batman and Superman. Like, he'd have the little toy. I had a bunch of those, too.
Yeah.
Figurines.
Yeah.
No, those aren't figurines. We've had this debate. Figurines do not move action figures have, like, actionable movements.
Tomato.
Anyway, Derek would be playing with... Yeah, exactly. Derek had dolls. So that was it though.
Manly dolls.
You'd be playing with your action figures, and Papa would come out and go, "Come clean up your little men."
Yeah, he called them my little men.
Come get your little men.
Stop playing with your little men in the shed.
Called them his little men.
And he's acting like he didn't have like action figures growing up. He had the Green Hornet mobile back in the day.
I had an OJ action figure.
Yeah,
they probably had those.
Yeah,
I had a Jim Brown.
You guys, around your house, you had to have like electric football. You probably had everything, right? Like just every kind of football thing.
Oh yeah, we had all the games. John, do you remember the card game that was popular with baseball and football?
It was MLB Showdown.
Yes,
Strat-O-Matic. You're thinking Strat-O-Matic because there was a card game that was like when Pokemon got really big in America when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade. And then they started coming out with like different versions of it. Digimon got big. But they had a baseball version of it called MLB Showdown where you built. It was like baseball cards, but it was like a 20-sided die. You built your roster, had to be under a certain number of points. I had a really cool holographic Greg Maddux one. Yeah, I love that one.
Well, I remember during the pandemic, John Miller used to go on with my pops and John Lund, and I remember one episode where he's like,
"Who got a word in there?"
Well,
not me.
It was must listen to radio. No, John Miller would be on for like 30 minutes, maybe. Yeah. And then I remember one is like, "Well, John, we don't have a season. Are you playing Strat-O-Matic?" He goes, "Oh, Greg, I play it all the time." And let me tell you, in the season that's going on for me right now, the Giants are undefeated.
Is that the one where they sit on the little metal thing and they just shake?
No. That was
Strat-O-Matic is a
card game.
It's a card game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That NFL thing you're talking about with like the electricity.
Yeah, electric football.
Every 2 years.
Yeah. I think didn't make any sense to me ever.
It didn't.
It just like vibrates and moves around.
It was fun.
Speaking of dolls, speaking of taking toys home, you know what I mean? Give me one of those electric football sets, dude.
Yeah.
Plug that thing in. Yeah.
I always found it in my sister's room. I'm like,
I'm about to say I was a joke like that.
Huh? Just doing
what the hell's that electric football
field?
My
electric football field?
No, that's not Strat-O-Matic.
Yeah. My damn daughters.
Jesus, your sisters, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't want to make the joke. I was like, someone else has to make it
still
first.
Funny.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's rich.
Funny.
It's good stuff.
It's very funny.
NFL electric football.
There we go.
By Tudor.
Yeah.
By Tudor?
Tudor? Just met her.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
What?
All right. Let's see. We got what? Pregame at 4:00 today?
Yeah.
JD, right?
It's our longest show of the week.
Yeah, me. Yeah, right. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, it is my longest day of the week. Yeah. Me and JD from 4 until 6, and then kick off at 7 o'clock tonight. Niners and the Chargers. You can hear it all right here on the Sports Leader, and then late into the night, JD and myself talking Niners on the postgame show.
Hell yeah!
After the game, so we'll be. It's the latest kickoff of the year. It's the latest kickoff we'll have. A Thursday night at 7 p.m. Oh yeah, we're not getting another 7p kick because in season you get all like 5:25. I think is the latest, or 5:20.
So who we got? Trey Lance and Easton Stick. Is Easton Stick still on the Chargers?
Is that who it is? It's a good name.
I have no idea anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know Trey. That was one of my keys to the game. If Trey Lance looks good, then it's bad. That's all I know.
Exactly.
Watched him last week against Houston. Whew, he hasn't gotten any better.
Yeah.
It's really brutal. So, anyway, there's your big key. You can use that one. If Trey Lance looks good, the 49ers
Write that
bad.
down, Copes.
That's actually it's the top of my sheet. I had actually already written that down. It's funny. You and I are on the same page, John. I was like, dude, Trey Lance good equal bad. Yeah. It says it right here.
All right, boys, have fun. Enjoy the pregame show, and I'll be listening after, too.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for your calls and texts on the postgame show. I'd like to get your thoughts. Yeah. At about 11:30, I want your thoughts. Yeah.
Don't you already have like 9 people checking in? You get a lot of people checking in. So
I think we'll get a Krug hit on the post
right?
game. Yeah, I think we get a Krug. I don't know if we're getting a Husak today or not, but we got a Krug. I know later, and that's that'll kill an hour. That's
that'd be awesome.
I'm talking Ephesians Price Hawk.
By the way, Krug was there for the joint practice, but came back, right?
What?
He's back in the Bay Area.
No, stop it, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He flew out for the joint practice. And
the practice is my game. Yeah.
On the same day?
Yeah, dude, on the same day.
Nice.
I'm going down. Just do a day trip.
You know what? I like that.
Dude, that's a good move, man. I endorse that, too. That's a good move. I've done the Vegas day.
Yeah,
I've never done the the Chargers and Niners joint practice for a day.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah. All right, John, you get out of here. I know
Today is National Bacon Day, by the way. That's why we played.
I think it's
that.
National Radio Day, too, right?
Yeah, and National Radio Day.
I see more of a future in bacon.
Yeah, bacon's probably stock up. I don't know.
Well, it's just it's an excuse to play the Larry Krueger bacon.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Bacon.
That will not get old.
Oh, that's good.
No, never.
Yeah.
You can play it all day today, National Bacon Day.
Sweet.
All right, boys. Have a great
John.
long show, and we'll listen to Copes in the pregame show with JD at 4 o'clock. Dirty Work coming up next. We'll talk to him tomorrow at 10, only here on the Sports Leader.
Goodbye. Okay, the fun's over.
They've done the dirty work of the radio business.
Anybody messes this thing up for me tonight is through.
Engineering, board operating, and producing.
Not only are you fired, your life is over.
And now they have the microphone. What could go wrong?
Nobody messes up. You understand me? Don't mess up.
Adam Copeland.
You wanted some sort of hard-hitting Bob Lee journalism. You came to the wrong place.
Derek Papa.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It's getting hot. Is it getting hot there?
That's even worse.
How are we feeling? It's getting hot?
Oh, boy.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
Welcome to Dirty Work. KNBR 104.5 and 680. The Sports Leader.
Bacon.
It's Dirty Work on a Thursday afternoon. Adam Copeland, D-Pop, Danny Dunn hanging out with you as soon as Tim Webb gets his ass out of the chair, but keeps his ass in the building. Tim will be here, dude.
It's a long night for Tim, too.
I thought my day was long. Tim's here till midnight, but he had to do the show before this. You hop on it. Tim's been here.
And I thought my jokes were bad.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly. Going to Heath Ledger Joker, and I thought my jokes were bad.
He.
And I thought my day was long. Tim will be with me and JD. Pregame for the Niners and the Chargers starting at 4 o'clock today. Kickoff at 7 p.m. tonight on the Sports Leader, and then we'll be back for the for the postgame show after the game. So I imagine probably until 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight once this game wraps up.
I would say so.
7 o'clock tonight kick. We'll talk more about that a bit later. We are going to catch up with Andy Baggerly. Giants fall again in Cleveland.
23 games below 500 now?
Yeah, I think that's where they're at.
All right.
I think they were 20. Yeah.
Hey, but a good tugboat sighting.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, did he seem kind of miffed? I was listening to the game on the way home.
I guess he, pitched 2 innings?
Well, yeah, and it was interesting because John Miller, he'll sort of tease this if he brings up something specific about a player, about that game when we do our talk back with him on the pregame show.
Right.
We were talking to him about Tugboat Wilkinson, Matt Wilkinson, making his MLB debut yesterday for the Giants. And he...
I'm fine with the nickname.
I'm just fine with it. He said to us a couple of times, I'm not sure how long we'll see him tonight.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's odd, because he was a starter pretty exclusively this year for the Giants and for the Guardians when he was in their system before the Giants acquired him for Patrick Bailey. Mm-hmm. So I thought they'd, maybe let him go through the lineup one time. I thought maybe he'd go 3 and change into the 4th inning at least, see how far he could go, because they said he was stretched out. And then we listened to the Tony V show. What does he call it? A 23-hour show.
Okay.
Or something like that?
That's what Dan Dunn told me.
Danny, what's he call it? Is that right?
A 23-hour show.
Yeah, when he rejoins, he's like, now more 23-hour with Tony V.
Interesting. Okay.
I like what he said.
Now more V.
Now on today's Cap, on today's Bo Mel show.
Yes.
I love when John does that. Anyway, he sort of alluded to that with us. And then when I listened to the 23-hour with Tony V, he did say, we're not really sure how we're going to use him yet. Nobody really gives that information if it's going to be an opener.
Right.
But it was interesting because it was Hauser's day, and Hauser's pitched well when there's been an opener as of late. So they went that route. But I was listening to the game on the way home, and I heard FP saying Wilkinson's just kind of sitting in the dugout. It was after the 2nd inning.
Yeah.
And he was just sort of staring straight ahead. And he said he looked like, I can't tell if he's like if he's bummed or he's mad because he found out he's being taken out, or
Just
like,
looking into space like
or he's
me at the gym?
Is he locked in? Like he's like he just wants to compete. I think that's what FP was saying. He didn't say mad. He's like,
Right.
I think he's maybe like, I want to keep competing. I think that's what he was saying. I
No,
think
I
that's
get that.
good phrasing from FP because he wasn't saying he was upset, but I think he did want to go out there and keep shoving. It's like tough deal. You give him one bloop base hit, and that was it. But
that was it.
Little sighting. So I don't know how they're planning to use him. He did not have great numbers in AAA.
No, he did not.
He pitched really well, but he'd been in like 4 levels of the minor leagues this year, including a stint in the Arizona League, I think, when he first came over. Anyway, you're going to see a lot of young guys. That's just kind of the point right now.
That's what it is right
Willie
now.
Adames, 200th career home run today, 20th of the season.
18 errors, too.
Yeah. Tough deal.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Rich Aurelia about that a little bit later at 3:30 because Richie actually, I was watching some of the pregame yesterday on NBC Sports Bay Area. Richie went out and did like I don't even know what we'd call it, the Ron Washington like
experience?
Skills experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a new attraction at Epcot.
It's just clips from Moneyball.
It's just you walk in, they hand you a towel, and you get down on it, dude. You bring your own glove. Yeah.
First base is the easiest position in baseball. It's incredibly hard.
Isn't it funny, though? Yeah, it's incredibly hard. It's not easy to learn at all. Isn't it funny, though, that like that's my tell if somebody's doing work with Wash. Is just he's got that towel down and they're on their knees.
Oh, yeah.
They're on their knees just picking balls that he's hitting at them from a foot away.
Did Rich play for Wash back in the day?
No, because Wash was in Oakland forever.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think where other places he would have been at.
Well, then he went to
Rangers, obviously.
He was pretty. I think he went directly to the Rangers, and then I think he went to Anaheim.
Okay.
He had a stop in Atlanta, I want to say.
No, those are not places that Rich played.
That was
for,
after Richie played. So, like,
Yeah.
I think Wash might have even still been in Oakland when Rich was.
Wash was in Oakland for quite some time. Yeah.
I think Wash was in Oakland still when Rich retired.
Yeah.
I think. We have to double check. Because then
they just know each other, yeah.
He won back-to-back pennants in 2010 and 11 with the Rangers, and he was there for a little while. So.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll talk to Richie about that. The infield play bags at 2:30. Plus, we're going to dip today with Danny Dunn a little bit later. We got a short show still, just 2 hours, but we got to fit the dips in.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it in.
What's tomorrow looking like? 4:10 first pitch?
Yeah, man.
At the Sox?
Oh, yeah.
Devers going back to Boston?
So we brought this up with Susan on Monday. JD asked, you think Devers gets booed? And she goes, no, I think that he's going to get a good ovation. I don't think so.
Dude, everybody has their own opinion on that. This is nothing. I mean, I love Susan.
No, yeah, of course.
I completely disagree.
I think he's going to get booed.
I think I think they would just boo him anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because he used to be like Dave Roberts I remember the first time that Dave Roberts went back to Boston after, because like remember he didn't used to play every team every year.
No.
And you wouldn't go to every stadium every other year. You'd go like, I think the Giants only went to Minnesota like twice to play in like when they were before Target Field. I think like in the initial iteration of interleague play, because you'd rotate divisions and then you'd rotate whether they came here this time. So then like 3 years later you'd go there. So anyway, the first time they go back to Boston with Dave Roberts, the Giants did, after he'd stolen that base in the 04 LCS. He hadn't been back there in like 4 years. I remember every game he led off, he got a standing ovation where they'd like stop the game because each day the fans showed up and wanted to applaud him.
Right.
Like you do something that makes you a hero in Boston or Philly, like they will praise you forever, but it's got high standards, right? Like it comes with really high standards there. I don't think a guy who was painted the way he was painted, whether it's his doing or fault or not, is going to be like, I don't think I've ever heard a Boston sports fan be like, no, wait a minute, let's hear him out. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
I want to hear his side of things.
I want to hear his side of the story. I'm a little bit more New York there, more Jersey. Anyway, I don't think fans are going to be happy.
I don't think so either.
Even though they've benefited from his exit.
Oh, yeah, 2018 World Series. Oh, yes, that too.
No, I mean from his.
Yes.
That's things. He was a World Series champion there. I wonder if he'll get I don't know. I
Smattering.
I think he'll get some boos.
I think it's going to be more boos.
The funny thing is, I don't think he should get booed. He signed there. He wanted to play there.
But that's Red Sox fans, man. That's Boston.
There's no reason to boo him unless you're like, I'm buying into every story that's come out about him.
Well, they're buying Alex Cora.
They also don't like Breslow.
No, they don't.
The fans don't like Breslow.
But I think fans will be on the side of Alex Cora. Even Will Fleming, remember a year ago where he was talking about his reluctance to play first base. So, yeah.
Do you remember the miscommunication with Will Clark and Devers?
Yes, I remember that too.
Remember that story for a week?
I remember that as well, yes.
He was like, I don't know, man. He blew me off.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, we talked.
No.
Okay.
Then he came back on the podcast being like, guys, calm down.
Miscommunication, dude. Yeah, timing was all off.
No, I think it's going to be where, he gets some applause, but it's going to be more so boos for Devers in Boston.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Giants in Boston tomorrow, 4:10 first pitch, 3:10 pregame. But we are with you until 4 o'clock today when we got a Niner preseason game, week 2 in LA against the Chargers after a joint practice. That blows me away that Kruger flew down for a day of joint practice and then came on
In
back.
and out, man.
I'm not getting a room.
Yeah. Got to see some Justin Herbert.
I'll catch some Z's under the bleachers. If you get out there and see some throws, dude, that'd be great, man.
Oh, it would be.
I bet it was beautiful down there, too.
Yeah. Judging by the clips, I mean, people are saying that Justin Herbert lit up the Niners secondary. And some people are like, well, Herbert would have been sacked on that play. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. By who, though?
Yes, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't think any Niner fan should ever say to somebody, he was going to get sacked on that play, though.
Yeah.
They got 20 of them last year.
Yep.
And as I keep pointing out, they extended the season, right?
Yes.
A couple of years ago. Niners have been a team since the 40s.
17 games.
They had
20 sacks.
They never had that few in like a 14-game season.
No, man.
No, man. It's not good.
And you got Bosa coming back, and he should get the majority of sacks, but coming off injury, too.
Bosa coming back.
Yeah.
We all confident in everything with Bosa?
Week 1? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope. Again, a lot of the same terminology or verbiage they've used around Bosa and McCaffrey.
Tightness.
That they used when McCaffrey missed nearly a full season a year ago.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I should say. 808 KNBR 415-808-567. Number to call and the number to text. Dirty Work. Hanging out for a couple hours on a Thursday afternoon. Niner pregame coming your way at 4 o'clock. Myself and John Dickinson for a 7 p.m. kickoff tonight. Niners and the Chargers. When we come on back, we'll talk more about this game, some of what went down at the joint practices. Can we learn anything from tonight's game? What do you want to know tonight by 10 o'clock after they've wrapped this one up? We'll do that next. Dirty Work on a Thursday on the Sports Leader.
Time for your Bay Area Chevy dealers traffic update.
And now it's time for the Protect Your Assets Business and Technology Report with me, David Hollander.
Now back to Dirty Work with Copes and Depop on 104.5 FM and 680 AM, the sports leader.
Dirty Work with you on a Thursday afternoon. A different schedule Thursday with the Niners kicking off at 7 p.m. tonight. We got pregame at 4 o'clock with myself and John Dickinson, Niners and the Chargers from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, where, by the way, the Niners go back to play the Chargers this year.
Later,
December 17th.
Week 14?
Week 15.
Week 15.
And that also is a Thursday night kickoff.
Well, how about that?
How about that, dude? So
on Prime.
See our old pal, Jim Harbaugh.
Trey Lance.
And Trey Lance. Well, pal, yeah. Associate.
Yeah, why not?
Teammate.
Yeah.
It is funny to think about, and I do this a lot with, baseball's the one that always gets me, because there's like, you can do the, there's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Of course.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
You can, in baseball, you can do that. And they're like, you can go back 2 players to find somebody who played with Babe Ruth, like 2 generations of players.
Okay.
Right? For guys who played for so long, if you cross paths. I think about this all the time. Like Barry Bonds played with Tim Lincecum. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And like Brian Wilson.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Matt Cain. Like that's odd.
Yeah.
It's just funny because it's the end of his long career and then such a big era.
In the beginning of his,
that we don't really associate. Buster didn't.
Right.
But, I just lost my whole train of thought on who we were talking about. Oh, Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, teammates, and I just never really even associate they were on the same team together. Brock Purdy took over the year that Trey Lance started the season in Chicago.
Well, you remember that whole thing where Sam Darnold got signed that offseason, and people were like, is he going to be the number 2 quarterback? And then sure enough, in training camp, we got the notification that they named Sam Darnold the backup quarterback, and then it turned a whole thing where...
This was Trey at practice, you mean, when he...
Yeah, where Trey wanted to trade, and then Kyle Shanahan came on with you and Tom.
Well, he left practice that day, and I don't think it was like a spat where he left.
It wasn't a spat. He was just like, well, if I'm not going to be the backup, I might as well leave.
And he was like, yeah, you should probably just go home then, and then we'll
Yeah.
figure this out. And he was traded to Dallas, within a day.
Yeah, and it was during the preseason game on a Friday.
Yeah. Couple of days.
And God, yeah, it was awkward. But then they traded him to Dallas, and he ended up being the 3rd-string quarterback regardless.
By the way, Kyle Shanahan is going to join us throughout the season.
He is.
For his weekly hits, but I don't think we're getting him. Are we getting him
next week?
Next week?
I don't think so because there's a game.
No, I don't. I'm saying I don't think we're getting him for. Are we getting him ahead of Australia?
I think we're getting him the week before Australia. But let me confirm.
But we are going to have Kyle weekly throughout the season.
We are. With or without a mustache, we'll find out.
I think the more we ask, I don't think he likes being asked about it.
Yeah, I know.
He kind of made that clear.
Eric Branch already asked too many questions on the mustache.
I think he was like, the more you ask, the less I want.
I know, so I won't bring up the mustache.
So if you guys like it, like, let it be.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like parents, you can't tell your kid something's cool because then they'll stop liking it.
Yeah, I know. He's going to be like, God, Derek likes the mustache. I might as well shave it off.
My dad did that one time. He came home with the same pair of shoes I had. I was like, wait, come on, man.
Oh, man, I can't wear these now.
I was like 11. I was like, what?
What? Come on, we're twins.
Dude, he's like, oh, I thought
you were born the same day, same shoes.
Thought they were cool on you, man. And my dad like walked in. He's like, check it out. I was like, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You guys were born the same day, right?
Like, we have the same
Obviously
birth.
not the same day.
We have the same
but
birthday.
Same birthday.
Nobody threw a no-hitter before my conception, though. Like yours and Dave Stewart. 7 o'clock kickoff tonight for the Niners and the Chargers. Von Miller off the board.
Yes.
And that's a guy that you and I were kind of banging the drum for.
Yeah, but he goes to
Signed
Dallas.
with Dallas, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Niners weren't interested at all.
That's a good ad for them, I think.
It is.
I like that because their line is good.
They got depth at pass rush
And now
right now.
and now they've got an extra guy who's just a pro. Who's just, you send him in as your Ferrari.
Yeah,
He's your sniper, dude.
I think the Niners are going to make a move, and Vita Vea is going to stay with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed a 1-year, $30 million extension. So doesn't mean that could stop them trading him at the deadline if they're a bad team this year. But as far as options for pass rush, I think they're going to make a move, but like who at this point?
Who, the Niners?
Yes.
Is there?
They kind of have to, man.
I mean, I'm with you because they're in a different position. But like, here's the combo. Not even comp, but like, are they in danger of running into a situation with the D-line like the Giants did with their bullpen? Like, maybe not as bad, but also they had 20 sacks last year.
Yeah.
20. You're going up against the guy in the division in week 1 who had 23 last year.
Who's the Nick Bosa that's the bullpen arm for the Giants? He didn't win?
Well, no. I was going to riff something about a hat. I won't go that route. We'll stay away.
Henches?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got Brubaker vibes.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm riffing. Can we riff?
Yeah, we're riffing.
We're all having fun, dude. Come on, man. He's the guy who threw the hat on TV.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
I didn't throw the hat on. Anyway, no, I didn't put the hat on, not me.
No.
Anyway, in terms of pass rush, like, are they at risk of saying, hey, we didn't do enough this offseason? We banked on what we had internally mostly.
I don't think so.
They did go and add a Diggy Zoo, and that's a bigger ad than That's a bigger ad than the Giants made the bullpen.
Oh, I would say so.
It's more about the production of it. Like, did they do enough to address it? And are we going to sit here in November and be like, dude, it's the same thing? Because, dude, also, it's not like it's been 1 year. It's been like last year was a culmination of like declining D-line and pass rush play, going back to even 2022 and 23 when they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, not having a pass rusher opposite Bosa was crucial in that game.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to ask Carmelo Height. I still got to believe that maybe it's Joey Bosa, maybe it's somebody else I'm not thinking about, but I got to believe they have some idea of adding a veteran pass rusher. But JD brought a great point up, and maybe he brought this up on the pregame with you or post. Are they going to be more back seven oriented, more focused on the linebacking core and the secondary with Raheem Morris?
I mean, that'll have to be the strength. And Raheem's a DB guy.
Exactly. But also, you need pass rush in this league. If you're going up against the Rams and the Seahawks, you need to sack the quarterback.
Like, yeah, it's great to have guys who can pick off a ball,
Yeah.
but that starts up front.
Exactly.
It starts with generating pressure.
Yes, exactly. And you had 20 effing sacks a year ago.
How do you beat Sam Darnold?
Pressure.
That's like the number one thing.
Make him see ghosts.
That's the number one thing. And it still happens. It happened last year with the Rams.
But with everybody, every quarterback you're going to face, you need to apply pressure. So it's just baffling that they haven't done it at this point. But then again, who's out there right now?
You brought up this in the rundown. I saw you put this out there earlier. What Texans wide receiver injury? Because you said this brings up an interesting scenario. Derek wrote this in the rundown today, and it's very vague and mysterious. He said, Texans wide receiver injury brings up interesting scenario, ...
Well, so I was watching...
This is not something Derek does normally in the rundown. Danny, would you second this? He doesn't put, wait till you see what I've got.
Yeah, he'll usually just throw it in there.
He usually just puts it in. The ... is a rare. It's vague, and it's mysterious, and I like this idea.
Well, I didn't think of this myself, but I was watching McAfee. He's going to be everywhere this year on NFL coverage.
Oh, wait, you check out his new album?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I listened to a little bit of it. It's not terrible.
Did you pay for it?
No, Spotify.
Oh, okay.
But
so he got a cut.
It's not my cup of tea. I skimmed it. I listened to 5 seconds of each song and be like, that's not for me. That's not for me either. 5
seconds of each song.
Yeah. Not for me.
Not for you.
No.
So just like a pedicure, Pat McAfee's new album, not for
At
Derek.
least I tried McAfee more than a pedicure.
That's more alarming. You can't try
the
pedicure.
Come on, it's already there for
the
me.
The pedicure's for you. McAfee's just for himself.
Yeah, but I got to go in, take my shoes off, the whole thing. McAfee's just there on my phone.
Take
5 seconds.
5 seconds, yeah.
It's like a U2 album already on your iTunes.
It's always how you can tell if a song's good 5 seconds in.
Yeah, Jaden Higgins. He's out for the year with a torn ACL.
Okay.
Now, I was watching McAfee because Rappaport was on there, and he was like, Could they look at veteran wide receivers? Could they look at a guy that's been available for quite some time now?
Come on, are we going Ayuk?
Yes.
I thought this might be where you were going, and I hope not, dude.
But D'Amico Ryans does know him from back in the day.
A lot of guys know him.
Just saying. Just saying.
Now, has anybody talked about this, or
Rap Sheet brought this up today.
Rap Sheet brought this up.
Yeah.
Have we? It's oddly enough, have we not heard from Ayuk in a while?
No, since Stephon Diggs signed with the Commanders, no, we have not.
Oh.
So I think he understands what's going on here.
I don't think he does.
Well,
I'm not sure what makes you think that.
When you stop posting for a while, I think it's where, oh, snap, I moved to Washington for nothing.
Yeah, he did the opposite of Kawhi Leonard. Now that Kawhi's been in all this drama.
Yeah.
Now Kawhi's like all over social media. He's doing like selfie videos and weird, goofy stuff. I'm like, this is a weird way to try to protect your image.
Well, they didn't find anything, Copes.
Well, you saw the NBA.
Yeah.
So there was this whole thing with the Kawhi. I don't even want to get into all this, but apparently there was that report that came out that said they'd closed their
Don Van Natta.
The investigation was wrapped up and they haven't found anything to implicate anybody.
No.
And then the NBA was like, hold up, dude, our investigation's not over.
Yeah, but I think a matter of time, they're going to conclude the investigation.
Yeah, but why is their investigation still going when the other one is not? The NBA is the one that matters.
Yeah, I hear you.
The internal.
People trust Pablo Torre. I do trust Don Van Natta as well. You
trust him?
I do.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think the NBA just, out of spite's like, oh, hold on, we're not done here yet. Okay, now we're done in a week.
It's very NFL of them.
And we haven't found anything.
It's very NFL of them. Do you think this is a legit conversation? Like, why would you saying that Texas would trade for Ayuk?
I doubt it, but he's a veteran wide receiver that's available, and they do need a veteran wide receiver at this point.
Is there nobody else available anymore?
DeAndre Hopkins, but he's like 35.
Does he still want to play football?
I
thought he signed to do something else, yeah.
He's coaching at Georgia Tech, but he's not retired. He said if an opportunity came up, he would leave that school in a heartbeat.
He went Barry?
Yeah.
I haven't retired, but I'll be at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Screw these kids for right now.
I haven't retired. Go Jackets.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that. He's coaching receivers over there?
Yep.
Good for him, man. Good deal. Is he the best one left
something
available?
pops up. He's got to be at this point. Because Keenan Allen signed with the Colts, and I was like, he's going to still play football.
That's right. Keenan Allen was the one I was looking at before. He was the other vet. I'm just trying to see who's still available out there.
Curtis Samuel, but he hasn't been great.
Tyreek Hill.
You have fun with all that comes with it.
Who's that?
That was George Kittle on Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, that's fair.
No, that was when he was on Busting with the Boys. Right?
Tyreek Hill may not play football this season because he's still coming back from a really bad leg injury.
That was a terrible injury.
Yeah.
Last year.
So I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't. He's like the best receiver in name available left.
Hopkins, and there is Ayuk.
Curtis Samuel.
I'm just saying, like, for a good situation, and again, like, he may be a lost cause at this point, but D'Amico Ryans, knowing him and the culture they established there, may not be bad for Ayuk.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And it's funny to say, like, he knows him, but it's like, what's the relationship? He's a receiver versus
Adam Peters knew him, too, and he's like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. Yeah, Josh Reynolds is like the fourth best receiver left. Zay Jones. Hunter Renfrow. He's not there. No, I don't think so.
No.
He's done, yeah?
Yeah.
He's done. Dude, Mostert.
All these guys haven't played in quite some time.
Mostert's out there. Yeah, these are just the names that are still showing up in free agency. It's like, you remember in fantasy football, like a guy would retire and he'd stay in ESPN Fantasy for like years after?
Yeah.
One time I signed Owen Daniels like 2 years after he retired.
What?
For a one-day deal with my team, just so he could retire as an I'm Thinking RB.
Okay.
He'd been a legacy tight end for me for many years. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I liked Owen Daniels, man.
As a
he was
Texan
and
or a Bronco?
He was more effective as a Bronco.
Yeah, for that NFC Championship game, I want to say.
Well, and he had 3 touchdown catches one time on a Monday Night Football game.
Okay.
On a doubleheader, because then Michael Vick won me the game after that.
Nice.
That was a good game. That was when Peyton was there with Daniels. He got all kinds of touchdowns. But even when he was with Schaub in Houston,
yes,
he had some good seasons.
Good connection.
Yeah, because he was a good red zone target.
He was.
He wasn't like the top tight end, but he was like a good flex play.
No, he was fine.
And I every year he would like go undrafted, and I'd just sign him to my team.
Not a bad option.
Yeah, he's the only guy we've ever retired his jersey for in my fantasy football.
Man.
Yeah.
It's a good franchise you're running there.
Yeah, no titles. That's why Owen Daniels is the only. No, we haven't hung any banners. We just hung Owen Daniels'
81
jersey.
Daniels is the only one you retired?
Yeah. He wore 80 for us, but yeah. No,
fair enough.
Dirty work on a Thursday afternoon. Adam Copeland, D-Pop, Danny Dunn hanging out with you. The Giants lost to Cleveland earlier today, 5-2 the final.
That is correct.
They made it 3-2 at one point. They had a shot late with Rafael Devers, but it's been sort of a Jekyll and Hyde situation for Willie Adames. It's like anytime he does something that is somewhat positive, turns around and 18 errors on the season. We'll talk more about this with Andy Baggerly. We've got Danny's Double Dips. We got a sound soiree, Rich Aurelia, And we've got Niner pregame at 4 o'clock. Bags joins us next on the Sports Leader.
I haven't retired. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam Copeland here for Mancini's Sleep World. And, Labor Day's coming up. Always a good time to reassess things around Labor Day. Got kids going back to school, schedules changing, getting ready for the fall. Labor Day is one of the best times of the year to upgrade your mattress. A new season is a great time to reset your routine, but also to reset that sleep routine, because better sleep can help you feel more rested and ready for the day. And that's where Mancini Sleep World comes in. During their Labor Day sale, you can save up to $1,200 on top mattresses. They've got Beauty Rest Queen mattresses starting at $299, Tempur-Pedic starting at $29 a month. And I always mention, because this is a big deal, they do it better than anybody. I went out to Mancini's in the city. I've got a bed at home for Mancini's, and I was talking to them about their Rest Easy Promise. They make sure everybody's got the right bed for their type of sleep. You need a firmer mattress. You need a cooling mattress. You want to go more earthy, more earth-friendly. You can do that at Mancini Sleep World. They'll find the right match for you. Plus, that Rest Easy Promise, it's backed by the 365-night comfort guarantee. That means you get a full year to sleep on that mattress and make sure it's the right fit for you. You get the best price guarantee. If you find the same mattress advertised for less within 120 days, Mancini Sleep World is going to beat that price. Plus, you get free next-day delivery, mattress removal, and double warranty protection on qualifying purchases. So what are you waiting for? I don't know why you're waiting. The Mancini's Labor Day sale is here now. Visit a location near you, stores throughout the Bay Area, and right here in San Francisco. Visit sleepworld.com to find a location near you.
Mancini Sleep World, rest easy.
You found Dirty Work with Adam Copeland and Derek Papa, where no job is too dirty, on KNBR, the sports leader.
Dirty Work on a Thursday afternoon. Adam Copeland, D-Pop with you. We're joined every week by Andy Baggerly. He covers the San Francisco Giants for The Athletic, and Bags is sponsored by the Dolan Law Firm. They live here, they work here, they win here. DolanLawFirm.com. Bags with us on the UMA guest line. What's up, Andy? How are you doing?
Doing good. Just enjoying lovely Cleveland, lovely weather this week, and some good baseball. So.
Have you? Go ahead.
No, doing well. Glad to be on with you guys.
Yeah, nice. Good, man. Good to have you. I was wondering because, I know you've done this for a long time, and you cover the Giants, and we were just talking about how different the schedule is now, and how Rafi Devers going to go back to Boston for the first time since leaving tomorrow. But when Dave Roberts went back to Boston, it was such a big gap from the time that he was with the Red Sox and stole that base in 2004 from when he made his return there with the Giants. I think it was 2008 or something like that. But you're getting a taste to spend more time now in a lot of these cities that you're not frequently in, right?
Well, yeah. I covered the American League a long time ago. I covered the Angels last year. Right. I was on that beat. It was 2001. So, I hadn't really come to I still think of it as Jacobs Field, but I hadn't been in Cleveland in several years because at The Athletic, we don't make every road trip. Right. And sometimes the ones that are a little harder to get to or take an extra flight or are a little less compelling, you skip. So the last couple of times I haven't gone to Cleveland, I don't know if I've been here in 10 years. So it was kind of nice just to see the ballpark, see how things have changed. They got a big video board now, it's kind of fun to go to places you haven't been to in a while. And Boston, we've obviously been back there a few times recently. I'm coming home. I'm not going to be in Boston. We've got Red Sox reporters who are going to be there to cover Devers' return. It's probably more of a story for them really than it is for the Giants fans. It's fun to hit the whole circuit. For me, it was Minnesota. That was my white whale because the Giants just never went to Minnesota. And
just brought that up an hour ago. I brought that up, or 40 minutes ago. I said that's the one that always they went to, in the original iteration of interleague play. I think they only went twice.
Yeah, so I've been to 40 what on different ballparks. A lot of them, no longer obviously either standing or in use. And for a long time, the only two that I hadn't been to were Target Field, and then obviously they opened the new one in Texas. But since then, I've crossed those off. So, and I think PR guy Matt Chisholm of the Giants, this was his last one to cross off his list as well. So he's made the full grand tour.
Speaking of Rafael Devers going back to Boston, what kind of reception do you think he's going to get tomorrow?
I think he's going to get cheered. I do. He was traded away. I think there's a lot of people in Boston who blame the team as much as blame him for how things ended. But he won a World Series with them, and don't minimize that. There were times when Brandon Belt would get a boo or two, or Pablo Sandoval would get some boos here and there. But when those guys come back, do you hear one boo? Absolutely not. No. You when you put a ring on everybody's finger, that tends to kind of take over everything. So I think he's going to be cheered. And if there are any boos, I don't think you're going to hear them very much. This is a guy who was a big part of a lot of success there. And so, I would expect that he's going to be cheered.
Yeah. And Andy, Boston sports fans known for giving the benefit of the doubt. So, but I'm with you. I totally agree. I'm I don't know why they would. He signed the contract. He wanted to be there, wanted to finish his career there, and was traded away. So, plus they're have completely turned their season around. So maybe they've got higher hopes for the remainder of 2026. I want to ask about after the Sunday game, and Tony Vitello talked about having a couple of team meetings, and it's interesting to see a coach with that kind of attitude or fire at this point in the season with the way the season has gone. Now, it's obviously a different position he's in because of his first year here and first year in professional baseball. But is this different than you've seen other managers handle this type of season or this type of rough patch this late in the year?
Everything's been different this year. I do think that there was a lot of deference from the manager. I don't think he really wanted to kind of cross his veteran players, and it was a very veteran lineup to start the year. And now it's very much a couple holdovers and a lot of guys who've come up from the organization or guys who are not expected to play who are playing. And so maybe he feels a little more comfortable calling out a team when it's not a team full of veterans as much as it was when the season started. Or, you get to a point where, he's had some stories come out where, there have been some people saying that he wants to be the player's friend. And that was what one comment that was in the story we ran that our Britt Caroli wrote about looking at, how Buster Posey's tenure is going. And, maybe that gets filtered back to him. It's like, look, you can't have this out there that, you're not willing to police the room a little bit. And when you have a game that's super sloppy, yeah, it's great to focus on the positives, but if you don't, at least somewhat go out there publicly and say, look, the way we've played is not acceptable, then you're not going to get respected, by the people that you need to gain respect from. And that's, not just the players, not just the umpires, but the fans too. And so I think, maybe there was something to that in the timing, but it was also just a really awful game. And the one thing that I think that has upset them more than anything is pitchers not being in the strike zone and issuing walks. And I think they issued 10 walks in that game.
Yeah.
So, but that's why, they've lost 7 series in a row.
Yeah.
They haven't won a road series since, June. And it's kind of funny. The Guardians hadn't won a home series since June. So they, like the ladies in the elevator were like, oh, I can't believe finally they won a home series. So it's kind of the stoppable object versus the movable force in this series.
Right.
But you know what? It's I think the time for just being doom and gloom is a little bit over. That this is who they are. This is the year that they've had, and maybe it's better for everyone's sanity just to focus on the one win instead of the 2 losses. And then if you focus on that one win, you get to focus on Tugboat, and that's kind of fun. So there's still a lot of little positives that I think a lot of guys can play for this year. And how the manager, kind of what he learns over the next few weeks and how he kind of takes stock of his season, that's going to be a big part of it.
Talking to Andy Baggerly on the UMA guest line. Speaking of Tugboat, what did you think of his debut last night?
Well, too short, we all wanted to see more, but including his whole family who, all came from all over Canada. Quite a cheering section he had there. And by the way, isn't it nice to know for all the Giants fans who have a Brandon Belt captain's hat that they can repurpose it now? So that works out very conveniently for Mr. Tugboat. But no, it was fun. He competed well. He kind of was ticked off at himself for falling behind in counts, but he came back in counts to get guys out. He didn't beat himself with walks. He kind of did what they hoped he would do. And look, this guy doesn't light the world on fire with his stuff. His fastball peaks at 92, but he's got some deception, and obviously he competes, and he's capable of starting, and maybe we will get a point where he does start this season. But they wanted to kind of script some icebreakers for him, and we'll probably see him in Boston. A lot of lefties there as well. So I think they're really, really encouraged by it, and everyone had fun with it.
Yeah, it's great to have a repurpose for the Belt captain's hat. Mine's actually a repurposed Milkman hat from the Melky days, though. And so this will be the third iteration I've gotten to use the same hat. Yeah.
Did you buy that on Melky's website?
No, but I do miss the Milkman era. I thought that was fun, dude. No.
Promo code Milkman.
Promo code Milkman. Don't forget, All-Star Game MVP in 2012.
That's true.
Get free vitamins with every purchase.
Last one for you, Andy. What was it like catching up with Patrick Bailey this week? And just a couple of months removed from that trade, how do you view that trade today?
Yeah, I mean, it's one. There's a few things. I mean, they obviously are inexperienced in a lot of different ways on this team. The manager's inexperienced. A lot of the coaches are inexperienced. Buster Posey is still learning on the job. He didn't have any prior experience. And so you take a 2-time Gold Glove catcher, you trade him away, and now you have rookies the rest of the way. And they think a lot of Daniel Susac. Obviously, he got hurt, which is too bad. And they think that Jesus Rodriguez can be, a valuable utility type guy who can catch. And it's too bad he's hurt as well. But you did replace, a 2-time Gold Glove catcher with rookies. And so it kind of almost leveled on, where this team was going to struggle with inexperience. And so I think that's kind of tough, and that's shown itself. There's no question, in a lot of the ERAs going up and a lot of the run prevention kind of sliding a little bit. But there are a lot of compelling reasons why it was time to make this trade. I was reminded by someone in the front office, this was the highest draft pick that's ever been traded. In terms of slot value, and that is a good point. I mean, it's whether the player works out or not that they took Bolamon, the high school pitcher, whether he works out or not, that's a $3 million bump in your bonus pool. So that's meaningful, and kind of hard to believe the Guardians would give that up, given that they've got to develop and they've got to try to win with a smaller payroll. But they really believed in Patrick Bailey's ability to frame and what he can do defensively. And obviously he was too tough for Landon Root to get him out today, 2 singles and a walk. And he took very much the high road. He said, look, the writing was on the wall when I didn't catch Logan Webb on, May the 5th, kind of figured that he was no longer the frontline catcher and, something would be in the works. And sure enough, less than a week later, he's dealt. And, but he didn't, rip anybody or take any shots, and was very appreciative of the opportunity he got with the Giants to be a big leaguer and have some pretty incredible moments. And I mean, did you think he was going to hit a homer last night? A walk-off? I mean, he's been in that position as a Giant a few times and gotten it done. So part of me thought, okay, here we go. Time to rip up the game story and write a new one. But obviously Dylan Smith got him out. So, it's just how it happens in this game. And, I think they realized that it was a good opportunity to move forward with some different catchers. And they do believe in this group they've got, even though they're hurt right now. They do not expect to go externally and sign another catcher. Yeah. They think that this group is going to be the group that'll be their catchers for next season. And that's a lot of faith to put in a guy who's a Rule 5 pick in Susac. But there's just a lot of faith in him there. So, it's going to be borne out. We'll find out. I don't think we can make the final determination on this trade for a while. But, there was the headline on my story the other day said it was a head scratcher. And I still think in some respects it was, even if you can justify it in a lot of ways.
Andy Baggerly, the voice you hear, does a great job covering the San Francisco Giants for The Athletic. He joins us every week here on Dirty Work. And Bags, I had one holstered for you on the Melky response, and then I fumbled it. The response should have been, this is my George Costanza. When you have the comeback later, you think of it later.
The shirt store?
Yeah, mine would have been, no, I got the hat at the Jose Guillen website. That's where I got it, Bags.
Oh, yeah. Just make sure the FBI doesn't watch your doorstep when you sign.
See, now we're going deep, dude. Bags, always fun, man. Have a safe flight back. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Good deal there. Andy Baggerly covers the Giants for The Athletic. Yeah, I thought maybe he was making a
steroid joke?
PED reference to Melky or a riff on that, and he was. And I was like, I kind of had one. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know how to set it up. The jerk store called. They're running out of you.
And then
you're their top seller.
You're their top seller. And then
so I felt right after I didn't respond to Bags, you said help him out. And then I was like, oh man, I have a perfect one, but it's too late.
And then George takes it too far with, oh yeah, well, I had sex with your wife. His wife's in a coma.
Yeah. I guess that's why she did. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't move around a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, Adam Copeland, Depop, Danny Dunn hanging out with you on a Thursday afternoon. We got to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we got to go head-to-head. It's been all fun and games around Dirty Work the last couple of days.
It has.
40-minute shows. I was off. That's it, really. But now we go back into the ring.
It's time?
5 minutes, 1 minute for each question.
It's time!
I guess it's more like 10 minutes because it's 5 topics, 1 minute to debate each to make your point.
All right, Dan.
There are other rules, but we just don't know what they are until the game gets going. It's Danny's Double Dips.
Let's go.
And it returns to your airwaves next on the Sports Leader.
Serious.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam Copeland here, talking Taco Bell. Love talking Taco Bell. Talk Taco Bell frequently. I haven't been out to the ballpark, though. I wasn't there last week. Hope the boys still live Moss without me. You, too, should be living Moss with or without me. And when you do, make sure you download the Taco Bell app because you're going to unlock rewards and exclusive access. You're getting special member-only prices and events every Tuesday. They're giving you special dollar item drops right now. Awesome deals for you. Plus, you earn points on every order that you make in the app, on a kiosk, or in the drive-thru. Plus, when you join the Taco Bell Rewards, if you haven't already, I'm not sure why you haven't. Planning at any point to eat Taco Bell, this is where you got to go. Especially because they're just going to hook you up with a free menu item for signing up. You're going to get a free Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, a beefy 5-layer burrito, or a soft taco for free just for signing up. Not to mention that exclusive insider access to limited time offers and menu drops. Plus, great spot to pick up those tacos is by the ballpark downtown, just off 3rd and Townsend, the Taco Bell Cantina. Get yourself a beer, a taco, perfect spot before a game for a bite and snack. Plus, they're open till like 3 in the morning. Go by after, stay out late, get a beer, get a burrito, a crunch wrap, a Baja Blast, maybe a dirty Baja Blast. Your taste buds will thank you, I swear. Or stop by the new Taco Bell Cantina in Fisherman's Wharf. Great spot for a cold drink and good food. And don't forget, as Danny Dunn likes to remind you, to live Moss.
Now, from the O'Donnell Financial Group Sports Desk. Learn more at odfigroup.com. O'Donnell Financial Group, because planning is a process, not a product.
All right, I got some good news and some bad news. Let's start with the bad news. Giants lost 5-2 to the Guardians, but that's expected at this point. But the good news is the 49ers are on the sports leader tonight, taking on the Fighting Jim Harbaughs and Mike McDaniels. That's the Chargers, people. Pre-game starts at 4, kickoff at 7, only here on the sports leader.
Now, next words out of your mouth are either going to be guilty or not guilty. I don't want to hear commentary, argument, or opinion. If I hear anything other than guilty or not guilty, you'll be in contempt. I don't even want to hear you clear your throat. I hope I've been clear. Now, how do your clients plead?
I think I get the point.
No, I don't think you do. You're now in contempt of court. Would you like to go for 2 counts of contempt?
Not guilty.
Thank you.
Now, back to dirty work. Adam Copeland and Derek Papa on KNBR 104.5 and 680 AM. The sports leader.
Dirty work on a Thursday afternoon. Adam Copeland, Depop, Danny Dunn hanging out with you. I love when Danny does that. And I hope, and I know not everyone hits with everybody, but I hope that throughout your time listening to Dirty Work, as great members of the filth as you are out there, that you hear a movie line and it makes you smile.
Yeah, come on.
That's just, I mean, I tell you, I hope over the period of time we do this show, whether it's till tomorrow or whenever, who knows? Maybe this
you never know anymore.
Then I hope we get the entire movie of My Cousin Vinny and Cliff.
Every single line?
Danny, roll in that flick for me.
Yeah, the whole movie,
roll
please.
Roll in that movie, dude.
From the beginning?
Yeah, dude. Them
obscure lines.
I shot the clerk.
Yeah, I shot the clerk.
Aiden and abetting.
Aiden and abetting. Is that a big deal?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like the scene of them in the convenience store. He's like, could you fill this up a little bit? He gets the slushie.
A little bit more, yeah.
He's like, dude, the guy fills up the slushie like 2/3 for him, and he hands it to him. He's like, could you fill
their
this up?
cousins down here. Well, some of them do.
The cop just stares at him while he's on the phone with his mom. Oh, man. Good stuff, though, Danny.
Yeah, for now, until we do these dips.
I get the point. All right, we do it every week. Danny's double dips. We go 5 topics that Danny comes up with. Derek and I get a minute each to try to make our point. Danny awards the point. There are other rules. We just don't know what they are. We've got the leaderboard up on the Sports Leader video stream on YouTube, the website, and the app. All time, Derek 4 and 7. I'm 8 and 6. The point totals have got me 14 points above Derek. So
I'd say a little favoritism going on here, Dan.
I don't know, man. I'm having a year where my record's not very good, but my point total's good.
Yeah, we talk about you're dominating me.
I'm like winning. I'm like a hockey team winning games in overtime.
Yeah. Okay. I'm playing for keeps today. That's all serious.
Or losing games in overtime, I guess a better way to put it.
I'm not talking about shoe sizes. I'm talking for real this time.
You had a hot game last week, my friend. I thought
did.
That was good.
And it went unnoticed.
Well, I thought it was brilliant. But the dips are the dips. Danny, why don't you open it up?
Dirty Work presents Danny's Double Dips.
You double dip. Just take one dip and end it.
All right, Danny Dunn, returning to the mic for another edition of the Dips. How's your week been, man?
Yeah, not too bad. And what could be the last dips ever?
You never know.
Enjoy them now. Yeah,
Keep that in mind, Dan. Keep that in mind. This might be the last dip ever.
You know what I kept in mind is that you saying the beard went to my head last week.
I thought we said things don't carry over from week to week.
Dude, you never. I don't know how you even poked the bear.
I'm not poking anything. Let's just go.
By the way, the beard is looking. I meant to say it earlier, but you were answering something else for me. I almost cut you off just to be like, I can't even hear you. I like that mug. I like that beard, man. Is it? You're 10 days or 11 days away from shaving.
You're keeping it, right?
I don't know.
Hey, come on.
I don't know. I might shave it.
Who cares how itchy it is? You look good, Dan.
Has it grown on your heart the way it's grown on your face?
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not as itchy as it was before.
Yeah, you got to grow. You sort of get past the awkward stage.
I think you're a beard man, Dan. Embrace it.
I think you are. I think you're thinking about trimming it down maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think like 1 or 2 levels lower than
That's fine.
Yeah, dude.
That's fine.
Yeah, good work. Dude, look at Chips in there. He's got a good beard going, too. Chips McCarthy's
like
working.
slightly longer than that one.
McCarthy?
Yeah, Chips McCarthy. All right, Danny, how are we starting today, me and you? We going one time, rock, paper, scissors?
All right, let's do it.
Do we go shoot or do we go on 3?
On go.
So rock, paper, scissors or rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Go, shoot, whatever.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, I won the rock, paper, scissors. I'll go first.
Okay, all right.
All right, Mike Golick Sr. said this week that guys get more from joint practices than they get in preseason games. Do you agree with him?
Guys get more from joint practice than they do in preseason games. Do I agree? Yeah, I think in football that has to make sense because, again, the way joint practices work are you're setting up scenarios that you're just hoping are going to come up in a game. Like, you could run your starters out there every game, your starting offense, and let them play a series or 2 series or a quarter, and you may not run into a red zone opportunity against any real players you'd be going up against. So it allows you with your starters to strategically set things up. I don't think that applies, though, to everything, right? Like, do we get more out of just sitting in the bullpen BSing before a show than we do doing the show? Sometimes that stuff doesn't transfer over. You know what I mean? It's all about closing the deal, boys and girls. You know what I mean? It's all about closing the deal.
You.
I'm not sure what any of that has to do with the joint practices. Closing the deal.
All right.
But you get to set it up the way you want to set it up. And so, yeah, I do agree that there's more value, but I'd also be lying to you if I told you I knew anything about what happens at any practice or preparation for an NFL game ever.
All right, then. Am I time to go, Dan? Let's do this thing. All right. Yeah, for me, I think you get more out of joint practices, but at the same time, you're getting a lot more injuries. Jaden Higgins, a torn ACL. You're getting Tyler Biadasz with the Chargers and 49ers, torn ACL for him as well. There's more physicality, and you're playing against a different team, different scheme. But at the same time, you're susceptible to more injuries out there. But I would think that more coaches would tell you, like Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan, that they value the joint practices. Now, there has been a conversation in time. Should we televise joint practices? Should we bring in more fans to joint practices? I don't think that's going to happen.
More Krugs?
More Krugs. I think more owners. Owners really want you to go to the games. They want to get food. They want to get all that stuff, the pomp and everything when it comes to an actual game. But it's fake. Coaches don't value preseason as much as they did in the past. So I would say players get more out of joint practices, but also leads to more injuries these days.
All right, very solid answer, Derek. I'm going to give you the point on that one. I like the name drops there.
There you
injury.
go.
Okay.
All right.
You like the name drops. You never know what Danny's going to like.
No buffoonery there, huh, Dan?
No buffoonery. You weren't trying to sell it too hard. You did bring up an interesting point. Are joint practices better for players than they are for fans? Because you bring up a point about like owners want you to go to the games.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want the players healthy, but fans are going to go to the games regardless of who's healthy, I think. The teams.
I mean, they have talked about that, like televising joint practices, but I think that'd be a nightmare as far as like putting that on actual TV and everything.
Oh, dude, that's a nightmare? They're playing in Australia.
Well,
like they're gonna play.
But that's an actual game broadcast.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they don't like if
how do you televise a practice?
If the NFL Network and the NFL like, hey, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
And you bet your ass they'll be out there in some shorts coming up and sitting on a
director's
chair answering questions.
That's probably going to happen in a couple years now. NFL Network doing joint practices.
They already do the training camp tour, so that wouldn't shock me at all.
And we see a lot of clips from it anyway, so we're practically there.
I'm with you on that, but like I also don't think that if we didn't have joint practices, if they were banned and eliminated, we didn't have them anymore. We'd probably still see more guys play in the preseason just to get reps. But I don't think that means more. Like, nobody was there at the game week 1. I just think fans who have season tickets get hosed.
Yeah, but
because it's the same price ticket as, like, week 17 against the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's not act like everybody's participating in these joint practices. McCaffrey didn't play. Mike Evans didn't participate in this as well.
McCaffrey's tight, dude.
He's tight.
Tight.
Everyone's tight right now.
Dude, Danny hit us with that Tuco Salamanca tight.
I like that.
After he mashed up that Heisenberg dose on his blade. Remember that?
It's coming back to theaters, by the way.
Oh, only the finale of season 4. All right, Danny. Derek up 1-0.
All right, tight. All right, who starts first in the NFL, Carson Beck or Fernando Mendoza?
Ooh, okay. For me, it's going to be Fernando Mendoza, and I'll give you the week. It's probably going to be week 5. I believe the Raiders are taking on the Buffalo Bills. And the reason is because they want him to make his debut at home. Carson Beck looked good, but he's got to get past... who is it right now? Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. I think it's where, yes, Carson Beck will play in time because that franchise is terrible. And the only thing that they can look forward to is Jeremiah Love and maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. But Carson Beck's going to have to wait on other quarterbacks. Fernando Mendoza, we'll play some audio later. He's just unbelievable, sounding like young Tony as the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders there. But, yeah, I think that it's probably going to be sooner than later. He's taking first-team reps with the Houston Texans. So I think Kirk Cousins is going to start, but then if you look at the Raiders' schedule, they're going to lose a lot of games here. So I think it's going to be week 5, and he's going to be thrown to the fire quickly, where he's got to play the likes of the Bills, the Rams. But I'd say around week 5 is going to be for Fernando Mendoza. And they call him the Mandalorian. Don't like that nickname at all, Copes.
All right, it's no tugboat.
It's not tugboat.
Wait, real quick, did you say you think he's going to start before Beck?
Yes.
You think Beck's going to start first? I told you where I come down on this. I just feel like you should roll the ball out and let him go. Just let him go play. If he's going to play by week 5 and miss the first 4 games, just let him go play. Let him figure it out the way they did with Derek Carr. The real issue I have here, and I rarely do this, Danny, it's that I take exception with the question at hand. Because the question, it should very obviously be something else. It's not who starts first at quarterback, Fernando Mendoza or Carson Beck. It's what happens first. We see Carson Beck or Mendoza start, or we finally find out about Aaron Rodgers' wife being illegitimate and being fake.
Answer the question.
I would say number 1 for me has got to be Carson Beck, but number 2 is they both start games before we ever see a picture of this woman. Brittany Rodgers is an absolute facade. It's fake. So anyway, that's where I come down today. I'll answer the question, but I think we need to go another direction.
And nothing to do with anything.
All right, before I award the point on that one, Derek, what is that called?
The Daily Dip.
All right, you get that.
And of course, we all know when the Daily Dip is applied, the person that went first gets the point.
All right,
I know the
you're
rules.
going back and listening. All right.
Yes.
Wow, he's listening back to the dip.
And also, I made a better point than Copes from the get-go.
You did, and I did like the Aaron Rodgers wife song.
Yeah, I knew Danny would, dude. I was playing to my audience there.
By the way, if I was going to lose the point, I pulled up on my phone. I was going to play the Daily Dip myself.
You were going to play it yourself?
Yeah.
That's the Daily Double sound.
I know, but it's the same thing.
This is the Daily Dip sound.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I didn't know there was a difference.
It's a different bit.
2-0. Let's go.
Wow,
You had that locked and loaded, huh?
Yeah, had it ready to go.
Yeah, let me write something down.
Yeah. I was like, dude, he's going to remember that, dude. I was like, careful, bro. Careful getting loose with Dan.
No, you're going to play the points, and I'm going to take it away.
Is this Derek's first ever 2-0 lead? I don't think I've ever been down 2-0 having to run the board.
All right, 2-0 here, number 3.
All right.
Indie rock singer-songwriter Noah Kahan has come into Oracle Park this Friday. He made the news back in late June with the viral Poopgate incident, where a fan defecated in their pants to avoid losing their spot in a crowd and then left the feces on the venue floor.
Come on, man.
Khan addressed this on social media, quote, "If you have to poop at the show, please, dear God, just go to the bathroom. I've pooped my pants as much as the next 29-year-old, but you got to understand that there's a venue worker out there with a 1,000-yard stare after dealing with that." End quote.
There's a vendor worker out there with a 1,000-yard stare.
Props to Danny for not laughing at all while I read that.
Props to Noah Kahan, because that's a great statement, too. I poop my pants as much as the next 29-year-old.
Yeah, come on.
When you do that, you got a guy out there, 1,000-yard stare, having to mop up your mess.
Yeah, unbelievable.
By the way, you're going to watch the rest of the show with the Duke in your pants?
Hey, man.
Anyway, Danny.
So the fan took it out and threw it on the floor.
This is, yes, all disgusting. And then, yeah.
All right.
Disgusting.
So what's the question, Dan?
Yeah,
The question is, what is the absolute longest you could survive in a packed crowd before needing to leave for the restroom?
Ooh.
Oh, man. I'm first on this one?
Yes, you are.
I don't know if you guys even know this about me. I'm like, I go to the bathroom a lot.
Oh, I've noticed.
I'm bad. I time it. Like, one of my biggest fears going into high school was, like, we had 85-minute classes. It was like a block schedule.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, talking to my mom about it, like, are they gonna like let me go to the bathroom? Will I be able to go to the bathroom enough? Like, can I? What will happen if I wet my pants in high school? You know what I mean? I imagine only bad things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I imagine nothing positive could come of that. So I was terrified about that. I don't think I could last long. Danny, one of my moves frequently when I go somewhere is I find if it's a big crowd place, my first thing is like, what's my path to the bathroom? What's the bathroom situation?
What's my exit strategy?
I can go one further, dude. My buddies told me about Firefest 2 years before it happened. Ooh. And we were at a dinner for a birthday dinner, and my buddy's talking to me about this is going to be great. They're building this infrastructure. They're doing this thing. We should all go. And I said, I'll go to the fourth one because I want to know the bathroom situation is good. I said, let me know when 4 happens, and I'm in. So, Danny, I'm going to take the under on whatever Derek says. Not good at it.
And the pigs, of course, at Firefest.
And the what?
The pigs. Ja Rule was up, like, man, I want those pigs with the ladies.
We're going to have the pigs with the ladies.
Bobby Farland?
Bobby McFarland?
No, Bobby McFarland's the...
No, we're thinking of...
Don't worry, be happy.
Yes.
Come on, Danny. I haven't started yet. Come on.
No, this is all part of your time.
Seriously? Don't do this to me, Dan. All right, fine.
The more you gripe.
Okay, so for me, I'm used to
Billy
this.
Billy
McFarland. Okay, I'm used to this because I hate being that guy. I have a window seat on an airplane, and I've held it in a long time on an airplane. So if I'm at a musical concert and I need to go to the bathroom, I could probably last maybe an hour or two. But if I have to do number deuce, I'm rushing because like in high school, I'm like Larry David for years, where I was like, I have to use my home base. I can't poop in public toilets.
I didn't go in my high school for all 4 years.
But then, like, as years went on, I'm like, you know what? I can do that. And also, I know I'm over here, but screw that. I
got more to say.
Yeah, I got more to say on this topic. What the hell, people? Like, you got to plan ahead. You're going to poop your pants at a musical event? What, you're like, I'm going to eat a Reuben and then go see Rihanna? Like, come on, plan things out. Jesus.
Very good, Derek.
That's a great overtime. Like, it was after the buzzer when we go back and check the tape, Danny, but that was like it went in.
Yeah.
It's still like a full court shot that went in, even after the buzzer. It was cool.
Almost worth the point there, Derek, but I'm going to give it to Copes.
Oh, come on.
Thanks, bro. Dude,
I thought Reuben and Rihanna.
The alliteration was beautiful, dude. Well executed.
I too like to think about where the bathrooms are like Copes does.
Well, dude, Danny, we just went to a show together.
Did you go ahead of time?
I mean, Danny knows I timed it at songs where I was like, I'm good to miss this song.
Yeah.
And Danny, because we'd hear 3 good ones that we knew, and I'd be like, all right, this is one where I'm down to run.
By the way, the fact that these people, Noah Khan, he's seen his fans take the Duke out of their pants.
No, I don't think he saw it. I think it went viral because it was at his show.
Viral, okay.
Yeah. I hope he addresses it on stage at Oracle.
That's unbelievable. Not like Noah Khan, but I doubt Akon's having this problem at his shows.
Yeah, all right. Akon was in the house yesterday.
Yes. I call him Khan, too.
Yeah, okay. The wrath of Akon. What do you got, Danny? Question. So I'm down 2-1. All right, here we go. This is a big point.
By the way, Rich Aureli at 3:30 after his speed talk.
I'm sure he's listening.
He usually
is.
He's
like, guys, come on.
Seriously? Home, yeah.
All right. Myron Metcalf of Matt and Myron on ESPN Radio had this to say about waffles this week.
Okay.
People don't really eat waffles. Like no one in America actually eats waffles unless they go to a hotel. So that's part of it too. We don't know a lot about waffles because we really don't eat them unless we're trapped.
Unless we're trapped?
We don't know. Traveling.
Oh, traveling.
We don't know a lot about waffles. Like it's a different solar system. What's he talking about?
What? Like people are more into pancakes?
Go ahead, Dan.
All right. My question to you guys based off of that is, what food do you never eat at home that you would only eat if you were on the road traveling?
Great question.
For me, it'd be fast food. Like, rarely am I going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go McDonald's. Unless I'm like, like a late night of drinking and everything. But like, I rarely will be like, I have a hankering for McDonald's or Wendy's. If I'm on the road and there's no restaurants and it's late at night, I'm grabbing one of those. But let me go back to this guy's take here. No one actually eats waffles? Sir, there's a whole restaurant dedicated to waffles.
It's a house.
It's called the Waffle House. And I'll be damned if you're going to tell me that pancakes or French toast are better than waffles. I grew up on Eggos, my friend. Waffles are real. I eat them all the time. I had to. My mom was working, and I would eat that for breakfast every day. So don't tell me that waffles aren't real. They're real. And McCaffrey's tightness is real as well. So yes, waffles are real, and I eat them all the time. Or I used to, not anymore, though. Same thing with fast food. Anyway, I'm rambling here to fill the time. But yes, waffles, they're a food that we eat all the time. This guy's...
You don't have to take up the entire...
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you know the YG song, My Hitters, My Hitters?
Yeah.
You know how many times he says hitters in that? You might have topped that with waffles in that 1 minute.
You think so?
I think you said every other word was waffle in that. My Mom Was Working is one of the great Derek Papa lines of all time, I think.
DiGiorno and waffles.
So it's funny you mentioned, like, it got me thinking, of course, like Waffle House. Also, of course, pancakes have a house.
They do, yes.
It's worldwide.
IHOP.
The International House of Pancakes.
Yes.
A food item I would only eat like when I'm on the road. I'll tell you one thing I used to do a lot, and I haven't done it anymore, or in a long time. I used to never, ever, Danny, ever drink cranberry juice. But if I was on a flight, I would get cranberry juice. I don't know if I've ever had a glass of it outside of sitting on an airplane. So that's one. That's like a drink. But I don't know about getting waffles on a trip. Like, I don't know why that would be a special thing. And here's the thing, too, about traveling. I eat so much on the road that I eat at home because, as you all know, Tony's now has a location inside of SFO.
Oh, come on.
So you can grab a world-class slice before you fly or on the way back. Check out a slice house near you.
Wow.
Shameless plug there, Copes. I'm going to give the point to Derek.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
I like the passion for waffles.
I had no shot, dude. I knew once he got into the waffle passion.
Yeah.
And he mentioned his mom.
My mom.
Pop one of those freezer Eggos.
Yes,
yeah, you mentioned your mom last week too. What's going on here?
I love my mom.
You're going back to Texas again, aren't you?
No, Austin. Well, yes. I don't consider Austin really Texas.
Any thought again on the point there, Danny?
Come on.
You want to rethink that?
Let it be.
No. Derek, you get the win on the dips this week. Now we're just playing for points.
We're playing for points then, dude.
Okay, sweet.
All right, final one here. The 49ers Roundtable is returning Thursday, September 10th at Almanac in Alameda. What is one thing that you hope will happen at the Roundtable?
Ooh.
Am I first on this one?
You are first.
One thing I hope will happen at the Roundtable. Well, I'm hosting a Roundtable again. Like, I'll be the
You're the MC?
The master of ceremonies for it. I'll be like, John Lennon, get off. It's my show now.
Oh, damn.
It's our show.
It's MC Cope's time.
I mean, dude, he just got here. It's fine.
Yeah. He's the new guy.
He's not even warm yet, you know? I really, really, really want to figure out a way to pit JD and Murph against each other again.
This is your favorite thing every roundtable.
Well, I think it's something that would be fun to have, like a standing bit that we do at each roundtable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if one of the ones, because like the best part about the roundtable is getting hosts together who aren't normally together interacting with each other.
Right.
And I don't know if you listen to a lot of Dubs OT, but Murph doesn't go on very often. Murph's not usually a regular on Dubs OT from Harmonic.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? He's not like Kyle. He's not getting questions from Kyle Hart.
No, he's not.
That's what I'm saying. So I like that we get them together, and JD will snap back at Murph, and Murph gets into it with JD. I think we have some fun. Like, it's all in good jest.
It is.
I'm really hoping to rehash that and kind of make that a building bit.
Okay, it is always fun when Murph and JD go at each other, but I would say last year's roundtable was very interesting when Krug will go after Murph, because Murph can't go 5 minutes without bringing the San Francisco Giants up. And I'm sure he's going to bring it up during the roundtable. And I love when Krug's like, oh, yeah, the great Giants. We got to talk about the Giants during the 49ers roundtable. Happened multiple times, I want to say, last roundtable. So I want to see that. And I want to see, me and John Lund and everybody kind of having beers before, during, after the roundtable, and us just getting after it. The Alameda crowd showing up to this 49ers roundtable, East Bay, embracing the Niners. That's what I want to see. And I want to see who actually shows up to this thing besides Rocca Nuera and Tacky and AJ Cruz. We need more people, more of the filth.
I'm going to get some Van out there, I think.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need more Van. But, yeah, I would love to see, yes, it's always entertaining when Murph and JD go after each other, but Krug and Murph is, I would say, equally entertaining.
Derek, I like the idea of getting after it, but I'm going to give the point to Copes on that one. I do want to see Murph versus JD.
Yeah,
All right,
I appreciate that. By the way, I
was kind of reaching for that one.
I kind of get nervous now because Derek has been like, he's sort of floundered in his last 2 dips where he's put up really strong performances.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn anymore. He said he's like red from the end of Shawshank.
Yeah.
When he finally gets out, he's like, he used to try to argue.
Go ahead.
I don't give a damn. They
You
finally
know what?
parole him.
I don't give a damn.
We got Derek walking by that gun store.
Papa was here.
Yeah, he's like, you're asking, can I go to the bathroom, boss? He's like, you don't got to
You don't need to ask me every time you can take a piss.
Now I can't even squeeze out a drop. I think it's funny. But, dude, I get a little nervous now when Derek sort of sputters out about 30 seconds remaining. He's at his best when he starts to fill and he works his way into a lather.
You think so?
Dude, you worked your way into that. You didn't have the point, I don't think, until you went on that rant about waffles.
I always knew I was going to bring up the Waffle House.
Yeah,
but then after that.
But Danny, he really hit gold when he was like overtime and talking about his mom. That was in the waffle play. Yeah.
That's what won that one over.
Let's not forget the Ruben and Rihanna.
That was maybe the line of the day. Again, doesn't count. Still an impressive shot.
Yeah.
Dude, Derek with a back-to-back victory. I think it's 2 weeks in a row he's gotten the win.
No, I lost last week.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Damn, I fell to 8-7, and Derek to 5-7.
I'm climbing.
You're on the rise.
Climbing the charts, baby.
Still got you in points, but you gained one back. All right, we'll take a quick break. Adam Copeland, Depop, Danny Dunn with you. We have Niner pregame in 40 minutes at 4 o'clock. The Niners and the Chargers, week 2 of the preseason. Great addition to the dip stand. Well done. When we come on back, we got some time for a sound soiree featuring Jim Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel, plus Derek's guy Fernando Mendoza talks about these first joint practice that he was a part of. And then we've got Rich Aurelia at 3:30. It's Dirty Work. It's a Thursday. It's the greatest show in America, and it's only here on The Sports Leader.
Time for your Bay Area Chevy dealers traffic update. Now back to Dirty Work with Copes and Depop on 104.5 FM and 680 AM, the sports leader.
Dirty Work on a Thursday afternoon. Adam Copeland, Depop, Danny Dunn with you. Only until 4 o'clock today, then Derek and Danny are heading out. That's the end of Dirty Work at 4 because we got Niner pregame. Myself and John Dickinson with you. 4 until 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock kickoff tonight on The Sports Leader. Dennis Brown, Keena Turner, and Bob Fitzgerald will be on the call right here on The Sports Leader.
Well, there you go. Me and Dan get to watch Mendoza early.
Is he on tonight?
He's on Monday Night Football on a Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Just call whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's a Sunday Night Football presentation on Thursday Night Football.
Basically.
Now, I mean,
every opener.
Yeah. I mean, what's Wednesday night going to be? The opener for the
NBC. It's going to be Tirico and Collinsworth.
So it'll be the Sunday Night Football on Wednesday night.
Yes.
Interesting stuff. And then the Niners are on Netflix. They have a halftime show. Did I see that? Is it your boys?
My boys?
Yeah.
Who?
Is it Jonas Brothers?
Is it? I'm more of a Naked Brothers band guy.
I'm more of an Ida Rubin and go see Rihanna kind of guy, dude. That was an incredible line by you.
Don't crap your pants at Rihanna, people.
That was off the cuff,
or
dude.
Noah Khan.
That's one of the great lines Derek's ever uttered. We got time for a couple of sound bites here before we get to Rich Aurelia. Some of the best sounds from across the sports world you might have missed in the Sound Soiree.
This is
Dirty Work.
Sound Soiree.
No, I've whipped up this nasty little soiree.
The best sounds you might have missed.
What?
Soiree, honey. I think that means party.
On the Sports
Your
Leader.
Sound Soiree for Thursday, August 20th, 2026. And why don't we keep it right here in the football world?
Oh.
Where the Niners are taking on the Chargers tonight. Some old friends down there. Harbaugh's down there. Trey Lance down there. McDaniel down there. Well, here's Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
They had a joint practice with the Chargers earlier this week, the Niners did. And here's what Jim Harbaugh had to say about talking to Brock Purdy or getting a chance to talk to Brock Purdy. Anything Harbaugh says, I want to hear it, especially if it's about a quarterback. Here you go.
Yeah, I want to meet Brock Purdy. I want to shake his hand. Hopefully Kyle will introduce me to him.
Is there anything in particular about Brock Purdy's game that you've appreciated from afar?
Yeah, just how good he is. You know, his timing, his decision making, his accuracy. Just how it's like how cool he is. You know, how cool he plays, and all that. You know, same kind of the same way I think of Kyle. You know, I mean, it's cool. I love the stuff he puts on tape. I love his demeanor. Love the toughness of his teams. Love that they're really good at football, and great to be around it.
Dude is a trip. Dude is an absolute trip, man.
Okay, I knew the part where he wanted to shake his hand, but everything else after that, he sounds like George Costanza trying to be buddy with Tony.
He doesn't have anything to say.
He's like, oh man, Brock's so cool. I just want to Harbaugh seems like the type of guy that's like, it's an honor to shake someone's hand, and I believe in that too. But also it's just like, man, he's the type of guy you just want to go up and I want to buy you a beer, sir.
Dude, he brought up Kyle on his own, by the way. So what do you like about Brock?
Kyle's so cool too.
How good he is, and he's so cool when he plays. And Kyle too, the whole demeanor when he puts on tape. I was waiting for him to go those pants he wears, the shoes, like that hat fits well on his head.
The mustache.
The whole thing's funny. I love all that. Harbaugh to me, when he was a Niner head coach, obviously younger, but he was more maniacally insane. Now he's just
just awkward?
No, he's not. I don't even think he's awkward because I know, I don't think he's awkward because we know who he is.
Right.
But he used to seem like he was way more he's not. It doesn't seem as intense now. Is maybe what I'm saying.
Well, the way that soundbite starts, he's shot out of a cannon. He's like, "Oh yeah, Brock Purdy." Well, let me tell you.
Yeah, he's excited about it. Anytime he talks Herbert too, his hair glistening, golden locks. Remember he said that?
Yeah. Have you seen this Justin Herbert Buffalo Wild Wings commercial where it's him and the big computer animated buffalo hanging out singing Vanessa Carlton?
No.
It's weird.
No, I haven't seen this. I'm sure I will soon.
It's not good for radio, but they're singing. It's like a throwback thing, but they're singing Vanessa Carlton. I was like, this is an odd commercial for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings, huh?
Yeah.
Not one of my favorites. Not a place I'm stopping into regular. They're not a sponsor, right?
No, they're not.
Okay, good.
More of a Wingstop guy?
Yeah, I think I do prefer Wingstop.
I think Danny's more of a Buffalo Wild Wings guy.
I'm just not big on the vibe of the whole B-dub. I'm not. I don't want to go watch a game there.
I probably go to Wingstop more just because it's closer by, but I like Buffalo Wild Wings more.
Danny's only when I travel.
Yeah.
Buffalo. What do you eat when you travel only, Danny?
I don't know. I'm not on trial here.
That hot dog sauce?
It's not Cope's Dips. Yeah, hot dog sauce.
Which, by the way, the other night I ate some and I sent a picture to Danny.
You had more of that saucy bread. What was it called?
It was a late night.
The gangster sauce.
Gangster sauce.
I had those, what I have, I guess,
He had like 3 hot dogs on a napkin that he sent a picture of. And he had the sauce.
it was a
and he
late
just
night, and I was dipping them
it.
in the sauce.
These are the same hot dogs you bought for 4th of July here,
Yes.
right? Yes, okay.
They're still good.
Now, I haven't gotten any pictures of the wheel.
Oh, dude, it's up on my shelf, Dan. I'll spin it for you later, dude, and I'll send you a little video.
Yes, send him a
See,
video.
It might be a live action. Might be a little video. You'll see it, dude. It's sitting up on a shelf I have in my living room with a big photo of Gino and Carlo behind it, dude.
Okay.
In North Beach. Yeah.
Remember that for the dip, Stan.
Yeah, remember that. Well, dude, don't forget, at some point he's going to throw away the rest of what you gave him.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're just going to toss it. What are you going to use that jar for when you're done?
For other things.
Yeah, right, dude. No way.
As long as it's not in the fridge in 6 months.
But you didn't have a bun?
I was out of buns.
He was just
I'll show you the picture later.
You were just dipping the hot dogs.
Dipping the hot dogs in the sauce.
And you had a few pops?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You were just scrounging around
At that
the kitchen.
point, I was like, I really can't. I don't want to DoorDash anything. I got these hot dogs. I might as well eat them.
Didn't get to that koala, though, huh?
No.
The chocolate koala?
Dude, that thing's...
Is it still in the fridge?
Yeah.
Dude,
No, you know what? No, I threw it away.
did you?
I threw it away.
Derek doesn't even know. Come on.
I can't remember.
All right, we'll
I
take
have no idea what's in my fridge right now.
We'll see if we have time for some more sound after Richie, but we got to get out of here by 4 o'clock for some Niner and Charger pregame. Rich Aurelia, former Giants shortstop, and you see him, you did all this week on NBC Sports Bay Area pre- and postgame Giants coverage. He joins us next on the Sports Leader. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam Copeland here. Look, I told you, if you weren't listening earlier, I said I'm not done talking about Taco Bell. I said, listen up, but I'll be back to make sure you're doing what I told you need to do. And that is, of course, to download the Taco Bell app. I'm just trying to help. That's why I'm pressuring you. That's why I want you to do what I'm doing and earn points on every order you make at Taco Bell at a kiosk in the app or in the drive-thru menu. And if you didn't hear me clearly enough earlier, listen up now, because just for signing up, you're going to get free food. They're going to give you a free menu item just for signing up. It's like email, it's phone number, download the app, you get free menu item. A Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, a beefy 5-layer burrito, or a soft taco is yours. All your heart could desire simply by downloading the Taco Bell app. Plus, I told you, every Tuesday they're giving exclusive insider access to special menu items, special prices. You like that Crunchwrap Supreme? That's there for you. You like that beefy 5-layer burrito? How about a Cantina Chicken Burrito? Sometimes I take a little lettuce off that thing or a little cabbage, add a little double chicken, maybe some more cheese. It's fantastic stuff. Bottom line is, if you're picking it up or going out to get it, you may as well stop by the one off 3rd and Townsend, the Taco Bell Cantina. They got booze there, you know. You got beer. You get yourself a Baja Blast, maybe a dirty Baja Blast. Perfect spot for a pregame bite. Or check out the Taco Bell Cantina, brand new location in Fisherman's Wharf for a cold drink and good food. Your taste buds will thank you. For the last time today, but I'm not done telling you, don't forget to live Moss.
Here's the original number 35 at 3rd and King.
Chipper swings, rolls one to short, and a bad hop. Aurelia somehow comes up with it, races to the bank with a putout, and the sign is retired.
And now he joins Dirty Work every week.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Aurelia hits one deep to left field, and this baby is out of here. A grand slam home run for Rich Aurelia, and it's his second home run of the season and his first grand slam of his career. It is 4-0.
Forever Giant Rich Aurelia on the Sports Leader.
We do it every week with Rich Aurelia, former Giants shortstop, and you see him on NBC Sports Bigger as pre- and post-game coverage of Giants baseball. Richie is sponsored by Ayala Morgan and Bizard. When you've been injured in an auto accident, you don't just need an attorney, you need a heavy hitter. Contact Ayala Morgan and Bizard, and sponsored by Surfside. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, proud partner of the Giants. Rich Aurelia with us on the UMA guest line. Rich, what's going on, man?
No, not much. I feel like it's about time to just start saying "Go Niners."
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
time of year.
Yeah, dude. I was funny. I was at home watching the game this morning before I came into the studio, and I thought sort of that same thing. I was like, "Oh, we have Richie on today, and we had Bags on to talk about stuff." I'm like, "Man, at least football's like here. At least we got. At least there's, you know, what I mean, at least there's other stuff. Because like again, I don't want to like just turn the page on everything. There's meaningful things that can happen at the end of a baseball season. But when you're not playing for it, the title, the playoffs anymore, it's hard to be as juiced about it."
Well, yeah, absolutely, and same could probably be said for some, veteran guys on the team, right? I mean, I don't want to say you have no motivation. You're in the big leagues, which is motivation in and of itself, but there's no chance to win. Get to the postseason, so you're kind of playing out the string. And I went from, in my career, I went from a number of years where we were in the race the whole time to when I left, the Giants after 2003, and I was with the Padres, and we were kind of in the race in 2004 when I got traded there. But then in 2005, with the Reds, I mean, we were kind of out of it by June. So it's a tough thing to go through, and covering this last series, it's been a hard watch. You're hoping for something good to happen, but it's just been a hard watch.
Yeah. I'm wondering what your perspective is on, like, Tony Vitello on Sunday. And I know that game on Sunday was awful. I mean, it was bad in terms of like play on the field or performance. That's got to be, if not the lowest, one of the lowest, I think, of the season as a team and as a unit. But Tony Vitello talking afterwards about, calling team meetings and things like that. At this point in the season, from a player perspective, when not that that's not important, not that you don't have to have those talks and make sure everybody's still competing and on the same page, but how do you, like, what lens do you see that through? How do you view that, and what does it tell you about Tony? What does it tell you about the dynamic of the team right now?
Well, I mean, it could be a couple different things, I mean, if you have a veteran team, you meet with them, and it's about, stuff pride, right? It's about, with the name on your jersey and taking pride in what you're doing and trying to play good baseball. Listen, you can play great baseball and still not win ball games, but at least it's more palatable if you play well. And then you get the flip side where you have the younger guys. And the only thing I compare it to is 96, our whole team got hurt. And I remember, like, with a month to go in the season, Brian Sabian called all the young players. I mean, we had it felt like there were like 17 of us or something like that. And he called us in the back room, the old Niner locker room. And basically he didn't give us a talking to, he gave us an undressing. And he's like, you guys are not going to be the reason
Did you do the sponsor already?
This is.
There you go.
Oh,
That's a
Check the sheet here first. Oh, no, never mind. That's not it.
A lot of those are fatigue injuries when we're talking tendonitis and these things. Now there's tightness with him. Kyle says, well, if it was a game, we think he'd be playing and practicing, but that was the same things that were said prior to the start of the 2024 season. I'm not lumping this together, but they do need to think about life beyond and alongside Christian McCaffrey, and that's where Kalen Black comes in. Because Garendo was not that guy.
And is not that guy. I'm with you on that. I think the intent is pure with wanting to do it. But as you're looking at the running back depth chart, with Kalen Black out, and Patrick Taylor, by the way, went on IR this afternoon.
They had to re-sign Khalil Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. But you look, let's say a week and a half ago, and it's, CMC's not practicing. We know now that, okay, maybe that's not a big deal, but Jordan James was out, Kalen Black was out, Garendo was still working his way back. And Patrick Taylor was basically the lead back with Sincere McCormick and Khalil Herbert.
Which, by the way, is the exact same situation they were in 2024.
So if you're telling me that all of those guys are the healthy and available guys, then I'm telling you Christian McCaffrey ain't getting his load managed.
Oh, no, and I'm not saying that he wants to. I just think from a
But I don't think Kyle can trust himself to do it. No. I think he has the best of intentions in trusting himself to do it. But if that's what you're dealing with, if the guys that you planned on being the guys that were going to ease some of it aren't there, then how do you do it?
Well, how you do it is the way they did it in 2023. And that was with Elijah Mitchell, who was kind of the closer at the end of some of those games. Remember, McCaffrey would play a lot of like three quarters or get into the fourth, and then you'd see Mitchell kind of take over. And there was a couple of times where you're like, dude, stay in bounds. What are you doing?
And they don't even have that guy now.
That's kind of my point is you don't have that second guy.
Can Kalen Black be that guy?
That's what I'm looking for because McCaffrey's going to get the touches. And this is the point here is not that he's carrying the ball 25 times a game because he's not. And he did a couple of times last year. He was over 20, and that's a rarity for him. He's a guy who you spread out wide, of course, and he's catching passes. What you're looking for is that 150 from scrimmage, but you can split it between the pass game and the run game, but you need to have somebody else back there. And I think Debo helps with that as well. We have kickoff for the Niners and the Chargers coming your way at 7 o'clock. Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you. And we got plenty more to get into. We'll be joined on the pregame show today by Matt Mayoko. He'll join us at 4:30 today. We'll also catch up at 4:45 or so with Larry Krueger. And then a little bit later with Todd Husak at 5:15. Also, we'll go up to the broadcast booth or down to the broadcast booth at SoFi and catch up with Super Bowl champion, former Super Bowl champ, beat these Chargers. Well, they were in San Diego then. Dennis Brown. He'll join us a bit later. But it's time now, JD, for the QB comparison sponsored by Friedman's Appliance, proudly serving all of Northern California with a wide selection of luxury appliances. Visit them in Pleasant Hill to see the Friedman's difference. There's an assumption that Brock is going to play tonight. Has that been officially stated?
I don't think it's been official.
I think it's all just everybody's assuming because Kyle didn't say no and Brock seemingly was kind of alluding to it.
Exactly. So I think probably 10 to 15 plays, I would say roughly for Brock Purdy. I would imagine Mac Jones plays tonight.
I would assume if we see Brock, then we see Mac as well. And then Amart.
And then Adrian Martinez.
Because Curtis Rourke, I don't think he practiced this week, right? After the rib injury last week.
Correct.
I think Rourke was out. What did you think of him, by the way?
He looked good.
I was impressed, and something I keep bringing myself back to is he was going up against the Tennessee Ones.
He looked capable of running the Kyle Shanahan offense, which is not something that I would have believed.
He didn't have starters around him except for potentially Stribling.
No question. And him and Stribling looked good together, which I thought was impressive. I mean, he showed, I think, why Kyle liked him and why they were willing to bring him in and redshirt him and kind of bring him back toward the end of the year, let him get into some practices. And they believe that, I think you said it already, can he be the 2 in 2027? And I think so far so good on that front.
Yeah, I think, well, it sets you up
to go, but
of course, it's one preseason start, need to get banged up, but he showed things, I think, for a guy who's a second-year player technically because he was drafted before the 25 season. So he's got an understanding of the offense, at least on paper, and then in exercise or putting it into action. I thought he looked good in the operation the operation last Thursday, despite the loss. He also scrambled out of a couple of sacks, almost had a rushing touchdown himself before they were able to punch it in.
He just looks like a Kyle Shanahan quarterback.
He fits the mold of a guy like Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins, who we know Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan wanted and drafted when they were in Washington. Even a Sam Darnold, a Mac Jones. You can see the types of quarterbacks that Kyle likes to work with. I mean, even Brandon Allen is closer to that model than Trey Lance ever was, which is another guy we can see tonight.
I think you could even make the case Nick Mullins was kind of that guy as well. CJ Beathard, not as much, but I'm trying to kind of run through. But, yeah, Nick Mullins, I think, fit. And Nick Mullins, when he got opportunities at times, performed. And then as he got more opportunities, showed that he was probably destined to be a backup.
Had that big win against the Raiders.
Huge win.
Remember that? And then he got a call from Brett Favre after, both from Southern Miss, I think.
That was Richard Sherman that night, BDN.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, too, that it was Nick Mullins who was quarterbacking when George Kittle set the tight end receiving record before it was broken by Kelsey. I was like, dude, you never forget that it was Nicky Mullins out there slinging the ball, dude. So we got plenty more to get into. Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you. I want to talk more about the offense and particularly Brock Purdy and what we're going to see from him if, in fact, he does play tonight. That's the expectation or the assumption. I think that means we'd also, without Curtis Rourke, see Mac Jones and then a whole lot of Adrian Martinez at the back half of the game. And we'll talk more about how they could structure this quarterback room now that people might know about Curtis Rourke. You know what I mean? Now that he's out there, you may have to carry 3 quarterbacks. But the question I've got for you when we come back on the offense, JD, is what does a successful Brock Purdy appearance look like tonight? Not numbers or touchdowns. What do we need to see from a guy who everybody says has taken the step to play at a higher level? Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you. The Niners and the Chargers preseason week 2 is coming your way. Kickoff at 7 p.m. More on the offense next on the Sports Leader.
My mindset is go in and try to execute every play. Obviously, you don't want to turn the ball over, but I just try to be efficient. Get into a habit of if it's not there, check the ball down, throw the ball away. I feel like I've done that at camp. Down there in the red zone, I don't know if I'm going to throw that ball in the game, but I wanted to try, putting a tight ball onto Luke, and it was good coverage on the backside by the safety, and he just poked his hand out and popped the ball up. So that's practice, but I think it's also good work to see if I can get that done or not. So, that's sort of just been my mindset for camp.
How's the voice of 49er quarterback Brock Purdy? He's supposed to play tonight. They get some action tonight. I assume Mac Jones, too. The Niners down a quarterback with Curtis Rourke getting injured last week. Left the game with a rib injury. Had some trouble breathing. They took him to the hospital as a precautionary measure. He looked really good, though. 12 of 14, 101. Had 14 yards scrambling. Doesn't practice this week and is not expected to be out too long, according to Clay Kubiak. And that'll kind of prompt another conversation about the depth chart as we get closer to making final decisions after next week's game. But we can talk more about that next week, JD, when the Niners are in Vegas next Thursday to take on the Raiders. But the question I have here as we get into some of the offense regarding Brock Purdy, there's a thought that he's going to play tonight. I think that's a fair assumption considering the quarterback room right now. And Kyle did say we will see some starters, not all of them. We'll go through later who we think will play and won't. I think obvious like Trent won't play. It doesn't seem like Fred Warner would play. Obviously, Bosa, McCaffrey not. I'd assume no use check. But what does a successful night for Brock Purdy look like? In 10 to 15 snaps at this stage of his career, still only 26 years old, but he's entering year 5 here of his NFL career.
Yeah.
$50 million quarterback, seemingly has taken his game to the next level, was extremely efficient in all rate stats yet again last season, will become the highest rated quarterback by QB rating at some point pretty early on in this season, which is incredible. What can we learn at this stage about Brock Purdy from 10 to 15 snaps?
It is incredible to think that this is the start of his 4th full season.
Yeah.
So 23, 24, 25, and then obviously he took over in 22, and just all the success. I mean, to me, it's about rhythm more than it is about stats. It's about, does he look like he's on the same page with what I would imagine are largely going to be some pretty easy throws designed to just kind of get him going a little bit for the season. I'm personally fascinated by the breakdown of him and Stribling. Like, that's just sort of selfishly, I want to see, I would love to see Kyle have Brock throw it to Stribling like 8 times.
Yeah.
And just.
Well, he threw it to him a lot last week.
All right, down. And he did with Rourke. So I think that'll be interesting to see, but it's just rhythm stuff. It's just, get out there and move around a little bit without getting hit. That's a success. We've seen that Brock doesn't need a lot, but does want to feel it a little bit before the regular season starts.
Well, something I think back to the last time we saw Brock, right, against Seattle, and you think back, I mean, they were great in Philadelphia, and that was one of the best wins I can remember. But the Week 18 game against Seattle, and then, of course, in Seattle for the divisional round, I mean, do you remember that note came out? I can't remember what the number was, but do you remember the number of yards came out on how much Brock scrambled in the backfield against Seattle in both the divisional game and in that Week 18 game? Protection's a major thing. And so when we talk about starters playing tonight, I wonder who's out there. The left guard situation is not resolved. And I don't know how close it is to being resolved.
Feels like it's less resolved now than it was even when training camp started, which is alarming.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. Because we thought, Connor Colby, it's going to be Ronald Jones.
Somebody will step up and take it.
And it hasn't happened yet, right? So you won't see Trent at left tackle. You don't know for sure who the starting left guard is. I assume we'd see a guy like Pooney out there. But like for Brock, 10 to 15 snaps, there's some things I want to see. You said command and rhythm, of course. Protection's a big one for me. I want to see how he protects himself, how they protect him, because he's not behind his starting O-line.
It also sounds like, from reading the accounts and talking to people, a big part of the problem on Tuesday in the joint practice was the fact that, all right, ball is snapped, and then immediately he's flushed out because there's some interior pressure, which obviously has been a problem for the 49ers when they've struggled, just like those Seattle games and everything else.
Well, I think that's a fair question and something to watch tonight. We'll talk to Matt Mayoko about it at the bottom of the hour here at 4:30. But, like, what changes for Brock without a settled left guard position? You know what I mean? Like, with left tackles, there's a bit different. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but, of course, left guard's big and interior lineman big in the run game, and you've got to be successful at that position under Kyle Shanahan. But in terms of Brock, with timing, with protection, with knowing what's going on, how much of that changes when it's unsettled at this point?
I think a lot of it does. And look, we've seen the 49ers be able to manage with what, let's say, the fans would deem to be a less than what you would like to see offensive line. But it feels like at that position specifically, this is even worse than that. Like, this isn't just, the fans think they could do better, because we've seen Kyle Shanahan be able to scheme up throughout large chunks of the regular season teams with good pass rush, teams with average pass rush. Like, we've seen him be able to scheme up otherwise, offensive line deficiencies and have the 49ers be not only functional but explosive. It feels like they're kind of at a danger spot with that left guard to where, is he going to be able to do that? Is it so bad that he might not be able to do that? So that's another thing to sort of look for.
Well, you bring up a good point, too, about getting, like, I mentioned earlier about, like, Kalen Black being a 2 for Christian McCaffrey. Like, it's less right now about even finding the backup guys and more about, like, who does Kyle Shanahan trust enough in an emergency situation. And you mentioned, like, they may be less solved at left guard now or more confused about it. Seemingly, we are.
They are introducing more players into the competition.
Into the mix,
when you have a two-player competition and then it becomes like a 4-player competition, that's never a good thing.
If you have 4 left guards, you have none. Is that the old adage, right?
Right.
You get 4 left guards, you have no left guards. So, like, the idea, and you brought this up as I mentioned with Kalen Black, like, it's great to have the idea and the plan. You have to have a plan. And if their plan was, we've got an internal competition for this left guard spot, they got Carver Willis there as well. He's the other one, right? Who was in the mix. He's the third.
He was not originally in the mix, and now he's in the mix.
And I don't know if that means he surpassed guys or nobody else is claiming the job, and probably a little bit of both. And they've now got a wider competition. I guess my point here is it's a great theory if you think we can fix this or fill this internally. But the same can be said about, like, I just pointed out the Isaac Guerrero situation. You thought he was going to be a weapon like that for you. Speed, used a draft pick on him, was a bigger guy. There was high expectations, I think, in terms of how he could be explosive in this offense, and it hasn't played out that way. And so now we're looking at that room going, well, that's not nearly as deep as it was. I'm looking for reasons to be more optimistic today than I was 2 weeks ago, and I'm just so unsure about a lot in terms of returning player health and young players who need to claim roles that haven't seemingly, with the exception of like Dejon Stribling, absolutely claimed them.
I think that's more than fair. And again, going back to left guard, it was Connor Colby, and then it was Connor Colby and Robert Jones, and then it was Robert Jones and now Carver Willis, and so it's not a good spot. The wide receiver spot is another interesting one. I think adding Debo has calmed things down a little bit there with the injury to Ricky Pearsall, and as good as Dejon Stribling looked in the first game, that also I think it allows everybody to exhale a little bit. Like Kyle Shanahan's going to have to play him. Like he looked good enough to where he's going to have to play him, even if maybe it's not perfect, and maybe he would want a little bit more out of him to get him on the field this quickly. They need him. And then the Mike Evans stuff, right? Like he's been banged up and then not, and then banged up again, and you're just kind of wondering if this was a regular season, would Mike Evans be fine and he'd just show up on the injury report, but you knew he was going to play every week? Or would there be a scenario where maybe Mike Evans, as we've seen in the past, exactly,
and aging guys has soft tissue. That's where I get concerned, and I go, the depth of that receiver room we talked about was good on paper, but they play on grass.
If you're 100%, if you're telling me you've got Mike Evans and you've got the Dejon Stribling that we saw last week, and you've got Debo, and you're mixing in, maybe Christian Kirk or Demarcus Robinson, eventually Jordan Watkins, whoever, does Pauling end up making the team? I think he's got a heck of a case to make the team among young guys in camp. But I feel all right if you're telling me Evans and Stribling and Debo are all going to be healthy and available. I think that's enough of a framework. If you tell me that any one of those guys are not going to be the best version of themselves, I'm immediately extremely concerned.
And we haven't seen Christian Kirk since like the first 2 days of practice, right?
Correct.
Christian Kirk, a guy they signed.
I think they signed him to play him.
Yeah,
by the way.
I think so too.
Like I've talked to a few people about that. Well, maybe he's like in a competition. I'm thinking, no, I think they signed him to be in the top 4.
I think they thought they were going to have a more veteran-heavy receiver room, but they'd also be relying on Ricky Pearsall, who's now not here, right? And then Christian Kirk gets hurt. They still had Demarcus Robinson. Now I'm looking at the bottom of the receiver depth chart, and I go, they're going to carry, 5 or 6?
Probably 6.
Probably 6.
6 is sort of the baseline.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any way they'd carry 5.
No, you're probably right. So 6 of them. I mean,
sometimes you might be able to carry 7 if you're light at another spot, but usually 6 is the baseline.
I mean, does Cowing have to prove he can be a good receiver, or is being a returner talent enough, game enough? You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be some guys here where I wonder how deep this room looks, or how many combined receptions are there between the 5th and 6th guys. I mean, you could be looking at Watkins and Cowing down there at the bottom of that depth chart.
Well, it's as simple for me as, all right, Evans, Debo, Stribling, that's 3. And then I would imagine Demarcus Robinson's
I assume he's under contract.
Under contract, a veteran, so that's 4. If Kirk can get healthy, to your point, that's 5. And if you're only going to keep 6,
probably have to go Cowing unless Debo's your returner.
Is it Watkins and Cowing again? I know they really like Pauling as well, so I think that's another. So, and can you keep 7? And so it's messy, I think, in part because of the injuries. Although, in the case of Kirk, somebody that you haven't basically seen since the first couple of days, maybe he becomes somebody that winds up going on an IR and comes back.
A returnable IR potentially.
Or doesn't if he can't.
Let's get you a Who's Hot, sponsored by Rayleigh's and Nob Hill. Save more on the flavors you love and find better deals for your budget at Rayleigh's and Nob Hill. Obviously, it's tough to say if anybody's hot 2 games or 1 game into the preseason. But I'll say last week my focus was on Dejon Stribling. You want to see that again today with Brock Purdy. My other focus today, Kalen Black. First look or chance to get a look at him. How does he look in the blocking game? No block, no rock is the receiver mantra for this offense, but you got to be able to block as a running back for Brock Purdy here. Kalen Black, how does he look, and does he show that Kyle can trust him enough to be the number 2? Because really that's what it comes down to. It's not just – it's great idealistically to say, hey, we've drafted this guy who's going to be our support staff to McCaffrey, but does he trust him enough? We've seen a lot of those guys not work out, and seemingly it's somebody from the way back, an Elijah Mitchell, a 6th rounder, a Raheem Mostert, all the time. We've seen under Shanahan and Mike Shanahan, guys from not on the roster end up taking those jobs and finding success, but they have no depth at that position right now.
I'll give you another one. Mac Jones is somebody that I think started off camp poorly in terms of what we were used to seeing, but has come on as of late, and he's probably going to get his maybe only meaningful run of the preseason. So I'd be looking at him, too, to just make sure everything's kind of an extension of where it's been the last week as opposed to maybe the first couple.
Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you. 49ers and the Chargers. I haven't said San Diego yet, but I will before this is all said and done.
Ooh, it's been a minute.
Yeah?
It's been a minute. When were they last? We're coming up on a decade here, bro.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
Are we?
I think we are.
What's coming up on? Like 7 years?
Like
If it's 7 years,
8. I was going to say 8.
I'll give you coming up on a decade on 8.
I'll say 8.
They're San Diego. Niners and the Chargers coming your way at 7 o'clock at kickoff here. It'll be Bob Fitzgerald, Keena Turner, Dennis Brown on the call. We'll talk to Dennis Brown later in the show, but when we come back, our 49ers insider, Matt Mayoko, is going to join us. Do you have the date?
You ready for the official?
Yeah.
They were the Los Angeles Chargers beginning in 2017.
Because they played that season in Carson.
So this is their 10th year as the Los Angeles.
Am I wrong? Did they play a season like
a couple? The Niners played there in 2018.
Oh, they played again at the soccer stadium.
They played at the soccer stadium in 2018. I think it was the week after Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. It was early in that season.
Now it's like bosom buddies with the Rams.
So they haven't played. Yeah, they haven't played, and they haven't played the Chargers away since. This is the first time on the every 8-year rotation. But yeah, so this is the 10th year that they've been back as the Chargers.
As the LA Chargers. Wait till the Niners play in week 15. You thought the Niners showed up for a Rams game. Would you see them show up for a Charger game in Los Angeles? We will take a quick break. Matt Mayoko, NBC Sports Bay Area, 49ers insider, joins us next. Kickoff at 7. Niners and the Chargers, week 2 of the preseason on the Sports Leader. Game day, week 2 of the 2026 preseason. Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you. Niners and the Chargers coming your way for a 7 p.m. kickoff from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. We'll hand it over to the broadcast team of Bob Fitzgerald, Keena Turner, and Dennis Brown. At 6 o'clock, they'll take you up to and through kickoff, and then JD and I will be back with you after the game. But plenty more to get into as we get ready for a week 2 game where we may see some regulars. Joining us on the UMA guest line, our 49ers insider from NBC Sports Bay Area, Matt Mayoko, joins us, as he will every week here on the Niner pregame show. What's going on, Matt? How you doing, man? I think we're working on the audio connection.
Yeah. There's a thing going on right now where if we try to get somebody on video, it's kind of a coin flip whether we have the audio.
Yeah. Tim was
we're working through that.
Tim said in my ear,
like we can have them via audio, but then we can't have them via video.
Tim said in my ear, just talk and see if he can hear you, see if he can get the audio. And he did, and I was like, well, now what do I do? He didn't respond. We're connected with Matt right now, though, and we'll pick his brain about this very game. But we've been talking about some of the starters we may see in this game, and we expect to see Brock Purdy, and I expect, like you said, to see Mac Jones. Kalen Black, an exciting one. Niners took him out of Indiana. A lot of people thought they reached, and then there's been somewhat of a boost of excitement, I think, around him.
He was impressive up until the point in which he was injured at training camp, and I think leading many to believe, okay, maybe this could be that complementary running back, different style that could help spell Christian McCaffrey at different times. But then he got hurt, and then you're looking at that depth chart, and you're like, oh, my goodness, like how is Kyle Shanahan going to trust any of these guys? So him coming back, I do think, is significant. And I think Jordan James at some point here is back and going to be will be back and in the mix as well.
I think that was their hope last year, and then he didn't really see the field. Kalen Black, though, fascinating night for him, I think, out of the backfield as he missed time with an adductor injury, but he returned this week and immediately flashed in that Chargers joint practice. Expect to see him tonight. We've connected with Matt Mayoko, our 49ers insider from NBC Sports Bay Area. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Here's a question for you. If you're a 49ers fan, do you really want to see any of the recognizable names out there? I mean, really nothing good can happen in the preseason at all. And so, I think, the guys that you talked about, I'm sure because they only have 3 healthy quarterbacks, Brock will play a little though, and Mac Jones, and then Adrian Martinez will probably play most of it. But yeah, that's kind of the age-old question. What do you want to see from the regulars? I mean, I think this time of year is really just a great showcase for the guys who are battling for roster spots and some of the rookies to kind of get their feet wet. But that's it'll be a question that'll be asked for as long as there's preseason football.
Well, are you asking Adam, the 49er fan, or Adam, the radio host? Because Adam, the postgame radio host, needs stuff later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I'm split. The fan is like, dude, sit them all down. What are we doing? What are we playing these guys
for? No,
yeah.
I agree. And I think I feel the same way. It's like there's absolutely, and this is kind of a defeatist attitude, I guess, but
sure.
There's absolutely nothing that can happen. Against another defense and their low risk reps. There's no tackling to the ground. And so, and it's scripted too. If Kyle Shanahan decides and Clay Kubiak decide, hey, we need a couple 2-minute drills. Then boom, you can script that in a practice. Hey, we need X amount of red zone plays. You don't know how many red zone plays you're going to get in the course of a preseason game, so they can script that. So I really think for most of the guys, it's just getting the work done in the joint practices. And of course, the joint practice against the Chargers on Tuesday was their last joint practice of the preseason. They have the game tonight against the Chargers, the game next week against the Raiders. But I don't know. I don't know that these guys, the proven guys, I don't think need it. Again, I think the downside is so much worse. But then you could also take the other approach. Well, if a guy's going to get hurt in the preseason, he probably would have gotten hurt in the regular season as well. I mean, that's a whole philosophical debate that we can have. But I really do think though that it's the rookies, it's the guys battling for roster spots, it's the guys basically from 35 to 53 on the team's pecking order that can really benefit from these kinds of games, just to show the coaches that what they're seeing on the practice field is consistent with what they're doing in games. Because I've seen it a lot of different ways. There are a lot of guys through the years who are so good in practice, and then the games start and they disappear, and sometimes it works the other way too.
Matty, the other thought I had was, would there be any reluctance in your mind if the 49ers, playing the game on the field turf there in SoFi, and they play there every year, including this year, although not against the Rams this year, has been well documented. But they're playing some guys tonight. Would you be more apt to maybe play guys next week, even though it's the third game, because it's on grass as opposed to maybe on the field turf? Do you think that would be something that would factor in at all?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to run, how they're going to play this, just because, usually there's that big break from the final preseason game until the start of the regular season. This year, it doesn't seem like that's the case. I'm not just talking about 49ers opening on a Thursday, but you factor in, the travel to Melbourne, the practices there, the getting acclimated. So I would guess, that they'll try to kind of handle this the way they have in the past, as far as divvying up the playing time for the veteran guys. But again, I mean, so many of the veteran guys, are at least nursing something, and the risks seem to outweigh the reward. I mean, Kyle Shanahan did say that Christian McCaffrey could play if this were the regular season. He won't play tonight. He won't play next week. It's all about getting him ready for the season. Same with Bosa. Whenever George Kittle is removed from the PUP list, which could be this coming week, I don't know. We'll see. Getting him some practice. Obviously, he wouldn't play. I wouldn't expect Fred Warner to play or Dre Greenlaw to play. So it really is kind of a player-by-player situation that I think Kyle Shanahan has to look at.
Matt Mayoko, our 49ers insider from NBC Sports Bay Area, joins us on the UMA guest line. JD said a little while ago, we were talking about the left guard competition, which is maybe hotter now than it's ever been, with more competitors than we've ever seen. I mean, at what point, Matt, does a position like this that's unresolved start to become a problem rather than just a healthy competition?
Well, I kind of think it's already at that point. And the reason I say that is I'm not making any pronouncement on the relative strength or weakness of left guard, but you always hear about how continuity is such a big thing for the offensive line. And by and large, the 49ers have their 4 starting offensive linemen back. And if Connor Colby had just taken over that spot from day one and given the 49ers no reason at all to even explore the possibility of bringing in somebody else to play there, then the 49ers basically would have had the same starting offensive line as they had last year, when Colby started the 6 games. So the fact that they went with Robert Jones, and he's been, varying degrees of up and down, and did not have a strong game against the Tennessee Titans. And then Kyle Shanahan did kind of foreshadow this last week. He said, I want to get Carver Willis involved. So this week it's been Carver Willis. So he is definitely worth, number 74 tonight. I'm sure he'll play a lot of left guard and probably open with the starters. So it's his opportunity to see what he can do. And I mean, I guess if the 49ers had their druthers, if they could script this thing out and the best guy is the starter, I think ideally that best guy would be Carver Willis, a 4th-round pick, a guy they have under contract for 4 seasons. But it's up to him to take that, and it's a complex position. It's not really easy for rookies. It's not really easy for veteran players either. But Carver Willis has a chance because he's getting his chance tonight. But right now, it's a 3-person race for that position, and it doesn't appear as if anyone has separated himself from the other 2.
Matt Mayoko, our 49ers insider, NBC Sports Bay Area, joins us each and every week here on that Niners pregame. Matt, enjoy as much as you can. Week 2 of the preseason. We'll talk to you next week, man.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks so much.
All right, there you go. Good stuff there from Matt Mayoko. He will join us every week, home and road games, JD, talking Niner football on the pregame show and, of course, on, I think, every one of our shows on KNBR throughout the week on The Sports Leader. I think he's on throughout the year. It's like Kruk, Kipe, and Mayoko. Those are the 3 who are on year-round. And Marcus Thompson.
You can always
Those are the 4 you get like year-round.
You'll get a great Mayoko at like June 13th.
Yeah, and then he'll flare up. It'll be like it'll be July, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm at the American Century talking to Steve. Yeah, he's just hanging out. Yeah, interviewing people." Time now for the Health Report, sponsored by your California Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com to find your next truck or SUV. I'm not sure which route we should go. Matt did mention something interesting there about George Kittle potentially coming off the PUP. He said, not sure if it'll happen next week, but there are rumblings that he's much closer to being ready than I thought he would be on August 20th.
Well, if it's realistic that he's got a chance to play in Melbourne, then he pretty much has to come off the pup next week.
Yeah.
And I would imagine, I don't have the official word on this, but I would imagine after tonight, Kyle Shanahan gives him 2 days off, and then they come back and they go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which would be aligned with, sort of usually this before the 3rd preseason game, he'll do kind of a mock-up of what a week will be, a regular prep week would be, right, with the 3 days of practice, usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But this year it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It'll be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in Australia as well. So I would imagine it's 2 days off, and then the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday sort of dress rehearsal practice week in the lead up to the game against the Raiders, even if the game against the Raiders is not a dress rehearsal.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it will be.
But when you say Kittle needs about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that would be practice time, right? Again, he's not going to see the field in that Raider game.
And if he comes back, let's say he's activated coming up on Sunday, that's the 23rd. I mean, the 2 weeks from then is the Sunday right before the opener.
The tough thing I have with this, or the thing I'm having a problem with this is Kittle's so positive all the time that I want to believe him when he's like, yeah, dude, things are good. We're going up to speed. And all the progressions have happened in the way that they're supposed to. I just can't tell if he's just being George Kittle, or there's actually something to this. He's going to play week 1.
He is, but when he talked on Sunday after practice, there was, I think, an acceptance of the fact that it might be
on the table.
It might be a little too soon. It's on the table, but it might be too soon. And if it is too soon, he's going to be cool with it.
Dude, late January. That would be an incredible return. I mean, I want him here next January. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm going to need him again, same time of the year next year.
I mean, at this point, I'd say, hey, if you're telling me you're going to get a healthy George Kittle, but you got to wait till week 2, wait till week 2.
I'm saying wait till week 2. I'm happy to wait till week 2.
I think it's going to end up that way. But if it's not going to end up that way, he's going to have to get activated here, I think, in the next 4 or 5 days.
He's going to play a game on a Thursday morning feeling like it's a Friday morning feeling like it's I don't know, Saturday afternoon or whatever, Saturday night, middle of the night, whatever it's going to feel like to him. And he'd be coming off the Achilles. So we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the start of the regular season. But when we come on back, I want to get into some of the defense. We talked offense before. Let's get into some of the defense. What happened to the secondary against the Chargers in that joint practice? Was it personnel, communication, scheme? Or is Justin Herbert just being Justin Herbert? We'll talk about that next. Adam Copeland, John Dickinson with you, the Niners and the Chargers, week 2 of the preseason, only here on The Sports Leader.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
It's week 2 of the NFL preseason. The Niners and the Chargers kicking off at 7 p.m. You can hear it right here on the sports leader. Bob Fitzgerald, Keena Turner, Dennis Brown on the call tonight from SoFi Stadium, where the Niners are going to go back to take on a team from L.A. It's this team, the Chargers. They don't go to L.A. to see the Rams this year. That'll be in Melbourne, Australia. That was a Rams-scheduled home game. So the Niners don't lose the home game. The Rams do and feel like they probably get better home field advantage in Melbourne, Australia than they do at SoFi.
We'll see about that, by the way.
Yeah, I think Niners are going to travel well, I think.
I think that is going to be 70% Niner fans also.
And a bunch of booze and Aussies, man, getting after it. They can put it away, man.
At 10:35 in the morning.
Yeah. Americans and Aussies and the Brits. We're all known around the world as like, boy, they don't know when to stop. They can put them away.
It's one thing to have it be the afternoon here and have it be nighttime, say in the East Coast or in the Central Time Zone when you're watching a game. It'll be really weird having it be nighttime here and watching a game during the day over there.
How about this?
That's going to be bizarre.
No NFL team has ever played a game where it was a different season in the country in which they're playing the game than their home country, than their home city. You know what I mean? It'll be spring there, I think, when they're playing it, or just about. It'll be 10:30 a.m. local time.
The whole thing is going to be 10:35.
Well, here's the question: will the Rams land before we start pregame? They're going to walk off the plane and into the stadium, basically.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Pretty close. All right, let's get you the building the game plan. Sponsored by Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit us today, goldenstatelumber.com. We'll use this as an opportunity to talk about game planning for the season around this defense, the Niners defense, that is. I think we've all got confidence to some degree, even those who deny the success of the Niners under Shanahan and what he's capable of doing and what he's gotten out of this roster, even last year and especially last year. His best coaching job, I think, in any season, save maybe 2021 or 2022 even, when Brock Purdy becomes the quarterback and he worked through 3 different starters, 2 of them going down to injury before Mr. Irrelevant takes over. Those are all on the table. On the defensive side, though, there's been a steady decline in production when it comes to interceptions, forced turnovers, forced fumbles, sacks. I mean, this has been pass rush in general. They had a tough time with that even in 2023 when they went to the Super Bowl. They didn't really have an opposite edge rusher. And at one point, it was like Cleve Farrell went down. They didn't have somebody to help stop the run. Like, that was problematic. So when we look at the defensive performance, it struggled. And the secondary struggled heavily. What do we chalk that up to? Are we looking at Justin Herbert and just saying, it's a practice, it's Herbert, he's going to get his anyway, dude's going to throw 35-plus touchdowns anyway? Or do we look at this and say, this may be a bigger problem for the Niners that has not necessarily been rectified?
I think it was twofold. I think it was lack of pass rush, which allowed for the secondary to have to hold up for longer, and then he just shredded them. And then it was just talent versus talent. And I think that's the one bigger picture question that I wonder about for the 49ers once the season starts. You can like your secondary, and I've made the point a couple of different times here in the last month about, are the 49ers becoming a back seven team versus always sort of being a front seven team, highlighted by the defensive line? If they are, I think there's got to be some concern that they still aren't going to have enough up front to allow for those guys to dominate. Because even if you have a great secondary, if you're not getting some semblance of a pass rush, great quarterbacks are going to beat you. So maybe there are a certain, a third of the league or maybe close to half the league are quarterbacks that can't beat you. But the top quarterbacks you're just never going to beat if you can't heat them up and your secondary needs that help.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing, it's you can win some games, but are you going to win games against the big-time quarterbacks that you face throughout the course of the season?
Well, and the thing, I guess the problem I have with secondary, and you just talked about it, pass rush and creating pressure up the middle oftentimes in a quarterback's face. Pressure up the middle is where many guys struggle. It's certainly where Sam Darnold struggles. It's certainly at times where Matt Stafford has had a weak spot, and that's something the Niners are going to have to do well, and that's why they went and they acquired Osa Digizua, who I'm really excited about.
And they've got other pieces. You look, I think